Hey, what's up? It's your girl Tamara, aka Girl from Harlem.
And what's up, everybody?
Ooh.
This is Ray. It's bright in here. It's Ray Daniels, aka the Culture Referee.
And this is the God Show.
And today we have a very special guest.
Because he's from Harlem.
He doesn't know. I feel like either he's Twizzlers and I'm Red Vine, or I'm Red Vine and he's Twizzlers. But we kind of do the same things.
Fact.
And I remember when I saw him on the show, the Complex show, Everyday Struggle, and he had a job at the same time. And I remember thinking, I can do it too.
Oh, wow.
Look at him, he got the job. No bullshit, swear to God.
Wow.
Because I always knew I wanted to get in this space. And then I met you, cool as fuck. Let's give it up for my brother Wayno.
Thank you. Thank you for that intro, man. I appreciate that.
We got a real legend on the couch, man. He's going to
Thank
tell us how to do it right. Don't be afraid to correct us.
Okay.
If we fucking up, we want to know by far.
Okay.
Because you've done this way more than we have. But welcome to the show, my brother.
Thank you, man. I'm honored to be here, for real.
Tamira, let's go.
All right, wait. I want to go straight to New York talk because I don't get New Yorkers on a lot.
Okay.
So I gotta go straight into it. So New York rap. There's been a lot of talk about how ATL is now the center of hip hop. And Ray, what are you over there doing? Don't make me.
I'm just doing my thing.
Start with me.
I just do my thing. Let's go.
We have company.
We have way more New Yorkers on the show than we have Atlantans. By the way.
No.
We've had so many New Yorkers.
Half the people
but
on
all
the
of a
show
sudden-
went to high school with you, so don't even start with
That's
me.
crazy.
But anyway, New York rap. The state of it. First of all, who's the biggest artist out of New York right now?
The biggest
Male
the biggest male artist. The biggest male artist out of New York right now. I say A Boogie.
Okay, I'll take that. That's good.
Yeah,
Answer.
I say
That's
Boogie
all y'all got
right now.
Yeah, Boogie been out for a while though. Okay.
I mean, he is, but I mean, go ahead, because I'm gonna elaborate on
that's
that.
the right. That is kind of the only answer. Why do you think that male New York rappers are having a hard time dominating the music industry right now?
I mean, by dominating, you mean doing what we used to do?
Charting, making
Because, I mean,
hits.
for first and foremost, we don't make records. They don't really make records the way they used to make records. I think that, but also, we don't count the wins that we have. New York has a ton of wins, but we so predicated on like trying to restore the feeling and trying to get back to where we used to be. That shit is never going to happen. And we've had major wins. I think like Cardi is only, as an artist, 6-7 years old. Cardi B. Nicki, of course, legendary artist or whatever, but A Boogie. I look at like the newer guys like a Chef G. Unfortunately, he's locked up. Sleepy Hollow. We've had a lot of wins, but we just
locked up.
Yeah, Cape Flock was a star, but he's locked up. But we've had a lot of wins. We just can't accept the wins that we have because we think it has to be a certain way in order for us to be winning, and that's not true. I think we've had a lot of wins over the years.
I like that. That's a good one, but I just want to note that
We're gonna go right.
three
to
of those
New York.
artists was
Wayno,
girls.
Let's do it.
Wayno, you're gonna feel like you had you know how you go to a interview on CNBC and you know they're for the Democrats and you go on Fox News, you know they're for Republicans. You're gonna know by the end of this show, New York was in the fucking house.
No, but I could be objective as well. You know what I mean? Like I could,
Well,
because I grew up on everybody's music. Like when I was growing up as a kid, I didn't really understand that Outkast was from Atlanta. It was what growing up. I was in the 6th grade when they came out. I just knew it was dope music, but I didn't really know where they was from. Essentially, right? I just knew that they was dope, but I didn't look at like geographics as to why I like something. Like I didn't know the Ghetto Boys was from Houston until I got older. You know what I mean? I didn't really understand that. I just knew I liked music. So like I think people from New York is always perceived like I have this working at QC. I'm the only New York person there. So everything I know or don't know is because I'm from New York.
Yes.
Like if I do something wrong, P is like, man, you know you from New York. Like, you know, you from the North. Like if I do something right, I don't get the same credit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like I grew up on everybody's shit. Rap City was showing everybody shit. You know what I mean? Yo MTV Raps was showing everybody. So it's like I'm super duper New York, but I don't just pigeonhole myself in one space. I can speak objectively.
And that's why he's somebody who I said I put on my board like, okay, that's somebody I could follow in the footsteps of because he's objective, he's not subjective.
Yeah, man. You know, I mean, I got my bias though. I ain't gonna lie. Like I do definitely got my bias.
We all should.
That's a fact.
It's a human thing to have biases, but
yeah.
So I came to Atlanta when I was 12 years old, and when I came here, Atlanta was like booty shaked out. Like it was like that boom, like it was booty shake the fuck out. And I was New York. Right. New York. I went to visit Atlanta. I went to visit New York when I was 14, 2 years later. thinking I'm about to get welcome back to New York. You know what they said? I was like, yo, I was up in Atlanta representing. I was there. They said, shut your country ass up, nigga.
Facts.
You country ass nigga. Came back to Atlanta and I just like, you know what? I'm going to embrace Atlanta culture because they embrace me. But that embrace, feeling warm embrace, whatever it is, I don't know, embracement, is embracement? Okay, cool. You know, I didn't graduate college. I don't have that lineage with me. Fuck all y'all. But because of that, that's why I think that's why Atlanta wins. Because I think that in a New Yorker, I think that the fact that you could come down here, have a job as a top A&R at the biggest label in the city, being a New Yorker, like we embrace that. Like if you went to New York from Atlanta, Bad Boy's like, get your what the fuck kind of sneakers you got on, nigga?
No, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Oh, Bobos and shit, you know. So that, but my point is that's why I think Atlanta culture has been able to thrive because it's known as the city too busy to hate.
No, but I'm gonna keep it 100. You know, it's a big perception. I just noticed this because I live here. This shit is just like New York. I swear to, I'm talking about culturally how Atlanta people are with each other. Like the perception is like, oh, they all together, they all make money together. That shit is not like that. A lot of these dudes do not fuck with each other.
Okay, let me say something. I want to respond to that.
They put a united front.
No. But here's the thing, though. It's just like New York. Here's the only difference between New York and Atlanta. New York, when you come up, even if you don't like, I ain't talking about going from like intern to puffy status. I'm talking about if you go to New York and you just come from like, nigga, I was in the projects and now I got an artist that's got a little motion. You're not gonna be in the same projects that you was in.
Oh no, not at all.
But I'm saying out here, the reason why we help.
Wait, hold on, real quick.
Because I still got people in Patterson projects right now.
Nah, I'm gonna keep it 100. You mean like you're not gonna live there no more? You're not gonna keep going over there?
No. Meaning you're not gonna. Meaning that's gonna be home. Like, well, let me tell you what I'm trying to say.
All right.
Like, I grew up in Hidden Woods, right, off Gobby Road. No one in Hidden Woods is there from when I was there in 95, 96.
Right.
I moved out in 96. No one from Hidden Woods is there.
Yeah.
My father's family in Harlem been living in the same apartment since 1970. And that's my point about it. It's the thing about New York. So here's what I mean by that.
It's hard as hell to move in New York.
No.
It is. It's hard to own shit.
I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying to y'all, I think the part is the reason why, to answer your question, the reason why we help each other here is because I might not have to fuck with you to throw you a bone that'll change your life and your address.
Yeah.
In New York, you need a lot of bones to change your address.
One thing about New York, bro, is like everybody is really content with just doing better than the person next to them.
Boom.
Like,
and that's why
like being from Harlem, like the goal is to get enough money to move to Jersey and just come to your block every day.
Right.
Yes.
Like that don't make no sense.
Still come to your block though.
Yeah.
Oh wow, you put that in words so properly. Like that is exactly
because I really lived it. Like
wow.
My only goal in life at one point was to move out the hood. Because I lived in Maryland for 1 year when I was in 7th grade, and we was in the burbs. I hated it. I thought my mom was like trying to destroy me as a person, but she was just trying to provide a better life. I was a Bronx kid though.
Yes.
But so I had a different perspective. Like I got a chance to see rabbits running around in grass, right?
Yes.
And then the next year we was back in New York. We was in the shelter. So by the time we moved to Harlem. So when we moved to Harlem, it was at the epicenter of like when the gang shit hit New York crazy, when crack was still crazy, all of that. So my only goal, I was like, yo, I got to get out of here one day. And then when I finally got out of Harlem, I was like, it wasn't that hard. But at the same time, so many people, I seen people get out. Yeah. But the thing about them getting out is just the one up the person that used to fuck with you or the person that didn't like you. Like, and I say a lot of like rappers, that's our problem. Like in Harlem, like they cool with, all right, I get a deal, I can move to Jersey, I got a good car, and I can fuck with all the girls that I liked in high school.
Yep.
And they'll just. And that's enough for them. No, that's really enough for them. Like to be on the block, still be able to drink with niggas, smoke, laugh, joke, and just be. That's not it for me.
Yes,
I gotta go see other shit.
So I gotta ask you a question because you just said shelter. So I want you to take me because me and Wayno just figured out that we actually ran into each other. We was in the same room with each other at one point in time when Rock City wrote a record.
Wow.
Did a record for Beanie Siegel album called Go Low. So he was there. So I didn't even know that. But the point is that. Take me to early Wayno. You just said you was in a shelter, so I'm assuming that you didn't come from a lot of money.
I never money.
Okay, so what was it about you? Because I'm pretty sure you got friends from your block that's like, nigga, how the fuck did you?
Oh no, everybody
almost think you got the world fooled. Like,
no, everybody.
Yeah, so I'm like, what was your mindset when you went into this? Where you was like, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Well, you know what it
And
really
what did
was?
you do?
See, my father was the number man, so I always saw money. Like my dad would hit the number, he come to the crib. Like I didn't live with my father, but my father, like I'm number 6 out of 8 kids. We all got different mothers. We all scattered everywhere.
This is such a New York love story.
My father ran numbers too.
For real?
Yeah.
And my pops was the number man. Like, like my pops, my sister and Fat Joe was in the same class as kindergarten. My pops knew Fat Joe his whole life. When I met them and told him who my father was, niggas like, do you know who your father really is?
Yeah.
So like my dad, when I was a kid, my father used to take me to the bank, like show me the safe deposit box, put money in it. So as a kid, I always seen like money, but I didn't know. Like I used to be embarrassed as a kid because I didn't know what my father did. Really, he's the dope man and number man.
Yeah.
So that would kind of gave me like a little bit of determination.
But you told him you do construction, ain't that what you?
I did used to lie and say he did construction and
my
shit.
father too.
But my mom was like, she'd do any job. Like my mom worked in Kitty City. My mom braided people hair. My mom, it wasn't no job my mom wouldn't do. She had me at 21. So like her determination, I live with my mom. I was a single parent household. So I lived with her, seeing her hustle and I seen my pops hustle.
Yeah.
So, and then once I started being old enough, like once I figured out 4 quarters was $1 and I could make that into $1, I was like, well, I'm gonna run this shit up.
Exactly.
And then when I moved to Harlem, like everybody, when I moved to Harlem, I didn't grow up around kids that was like hustling. When I was like 13, I think I was 12 or 13 when I moved to Harlem. Everybody my age sold drugs. Everybody. So like, I'm like, how the hell you buying Jordans? Like, how you doing? And they like, cause this is what I do. And I was reluctant to do it because I didn't come from a background where it was like, this is what we do. Cause my dad hid that type of his life for me. But like, for me, once I figured out that music was going to put me in the same position to make the same money or better money, I wanted better for myself. And then once I became a father, I was like, my family need better.
But how did you figure that out? How did you figure out that music could make you that same type of money?
Cause I lived in Harlem. Like when when DMX dropped this Dark and Hell is High, I used to see him every day. This nigga had the #1 album. He used to be on 135th and 8th every day. I seen Mace when I was a kid. Like I seen Mace with my own eyes when I was a kid. That shit was like seeing a fucking dragon. You know, you never seen a dragon before, right? It's like imagine a fucking dragon fly through here and breathe fire. I seen Mace, I couldn't believe it. I was like, that's really Mace.
Yeah.
I seen Mace, I seen Swiss Beats, I seen Nori, Jada Kid. Harlem was the place to be in the 90s. So I used to see these niggas, they got the Jordans on before everybody. I'm like, how you do? And the only reference point I had aside from what they was doing to have like clothes and sneakers and whatever was perceived as a good lifestyle was drugs. So I thought that I either had to sell drugs or I had to be in music. And while I started to dibble and dabble in the streets, a lot of my friends started going to jail. Some of them coming home now from shit from 1999. So it's like I used to say, I know I don't want to go to jail, and I'm like, I'm stupid enough to take responsibility for somebody else.
Yes.
Because I don't want to be with, you know what I mean?
You're trying to be a good friend, so you're gonna do
so I said I had to make a decision, and I dropped out of high school. So it was like, what you gonna do? Are you gonna go to school? I knew I wasn't going to school. And I started in the mailroom. So when I started in the mailroom and I got an internship, I told my mom, like, yo, I can't do school no more. That's not my thing. She said, all right, if you gonna do music, do that. And I just
So how'd you start?
Huh?
How'd you start? You want to do music now? What you do? What's your first move?
My first move, I mean, I wasn't doing shit. I was in the mailroom delivering mail, you know, 825, 855.
Yeah.
With Def Jam, excuse me, all that's at. I was in there delivering mail.
How'd you get in there though?
Cause I told you I dropped out of high school. When I dropped out of high school, my mom was a job developer, so she worked at a nonprofit organization in the hood that like prepared people for the workforce. So like teach you how to look a person in their eye. No, she worked for Strive.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
So she used to like, you know, it was in the projects. You know, that was their office, but she would tell people who was no longer in high school, like teach them how to speak at an interview, shake people's hands, wear their clothes correctly. So my mom was teaching me all of that shit, and I dropped out of high school. This lady that was that helped me get some youth jobs, she got me a job interview. And when I got the job interview at the mailroom, like it was 3 places. It was 825 8th Avenue, some other place in World Trade Center, and this was the year 2000. So this was before before 9/11
You got it right on time.
Yeah, because I could have been in one of them buildings. It was people that I was in orientation with that was going to them buildings. So I got in there. I seen Murder Inc. I'm a kid. I'm 17. I'm like, this is real. So then I was like, okay. I started saying, I'm gonna figure something out, because you know what it really was though. You know the Backstage.
Yes, the documentary.
Yeah, when I seen Backstage, that was the first time I seen myself on screen. Meaning like I seen Tata and I was like, damn, I could be a nigga on the
That's
bus.
crazy.
I seen Skane. I seen Skane the other day. I said, Skane, when I was a kid, I wanted to be you because you had braids. Like I seen so many representations of black men. And I was like, that could be me. Lenny S.
Yeah.
And then a year later, I'm fucking in the mailroom and I see their names on wall. I said, nah, I'm gonna figure this shit out.
I'm good. I'm in.
So, you know, I ended up getting an internship and it was nothing when I was in the mailroom for a year. I got fired. And then
I got fired from the mailroom. I ain't never heard of that.
I got fired because I did some. Hell no, I wasn't scamming. No, what I got fired for was because, you know, it wasn't no emails and none of that shit back then. So everything was paper.
Yeah.
And it was a box that was supposed to go to Def Jam. It was people contracts and shit.
Yeah.
And the dude left it in the freight area for me and I forgot to pick it up and they threw the shit out and it was people contracts and shit. Oh, wow. So if you were signed to Def Jam and your contract went missing, it probably was because of me.
We know who did it.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
But when that happened, I got I was cool with Shari Bryant. She had Rock Nation.
Shout out to Shari.
She was Carlene's assistant, who J. Damon Biggs' assistant at the time. And I just asked her, like, yo, I come, because I knew what my fate was if I did not have nothing to do. All of my homies is selling drugs and gang banging. And I was in a lot of shit that they was into, but I was like the kid that was like, man, take your ass home. Like,
so let me ask you, so did they ever give you a hard time when you were trying to be in the music business?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't think you don't become me, you, anybody, you know, without having a hard time.
I was about to say my niggas was like, I remember one time my cousin was like, my barber. We used to be like, he was like my dad, and I stopped fucking with him because I went to the barbershop and I'm like, bro, last night I was hanging out and I met New Edition, da da da. And he was like, man, I don't want to hear New York family.
Yeah.
I hear that shit, nigga. You ain't got no fucking money.
You ain't got no money yet.
Fuck out of here, nigga. Shut up. I don't want to hear that shit. Get your, like, don't come on tell me no story if you ain't got no money for me.
Nah, it's
and
crazy.
I just remember that shit.
Because
like,
we ain't have no social media. So it's like, when Roc-A-Fella ended up being over and it was really over, I had nothing to corroborate my story.
Oh, fast.
I had nothing to corroborate. I had nothing. No proof. So like, I'm and this is, I kind of skipped over a lot.
Yeah.
But when Roc-A-Fella was over, I had to go get a regular job. And I'm sitting here thinking like, damn, just a year ago, I was at Jay-Z birthday party with Beyonce, Kelly Rowland. I was in the studio when Pharrell sent what's that song, Frontin' to Jay when he did the verse for that. Oh, wow. Being Young Chris. Like, it's so many stories I had. I'm like, nobody's gonna believe nothing I say. Like, it's no social media. You know, everything is verified now by a picture. Yeah. Or another person saying you was there. So it's like that was like once I became a real adult man, I was like, damn, I've been depressed probably 85% of my life. Like, real shit.
It's not looking at your life like, how the fuck was I happy?
Yeah, I don't, because I think content with like the smaller things. Like, it didn't take a lot, because when I got into music, right, I didn't think about just becoming rich. I just was happy that I was not on the street and I was not getting locked up. My mom used to come home and be like, when the police used to do the raids on my block and have everybody out there, she used to be working home from work and looking at everybody to make sure I wasn't on the floor. Because I was a kid. But then once I got to a certain height, police started treating me, the same cops, come jump out on me, grab me up, throw me.
What?
Yeah, bro. I lived on a crazy block.
Precinct on your block.
Yeah, and the precinct is right around the corner. Like, but it was a crazy,
crazy block. I always say blocks with precincts are the worst blocks.
Yeah, it's the worst shit.
She's so, bro, you are making her day. Precinct on your block, nigga. I already
know. Listen, man, because she know where I'm from.
Because you said that so you work for QC now, but you're the only New Yorker there.
Yeah, I'm the only person in New York.
What do you think you're bringing to that whole vibe as the only New Yorker? Like, what's your biggest asset that you bring to them?
Intelligence.
He the shit. You could tell.
Intelligence.
Perspective is what makes us great, bro.
No, that's a fact. I think because what it was like, even the way I got cool with P was like through social media.
I begged P for a year straight on Twitter to work for QC.
Let me tell you something. Like, they don't fuck with nobody. Like, they really don't mess with nobody.
P fuck
but
with you is real.
Yeah. So what it was like, you know, the way I even got in was I was doing a show Everyday Struggle, and I think it was remember that kid OG Mako? Like, at the time I had came.
You guessed it.
Yeah, I was coming off of like me and Dave E splitting. So anything an artist had to say about a management or establishment, I was totally like, nigga, what? You ain't. I'm pretty sure I know what was going on because I had my own bitterness off of that situation. So it was something that OG Mako he was going through with QC, and I said, I forgot what I said, but the clip came out and Pete posted it, and that's how we started speaking. And then from that, it just, you know, he hit me when Baby was dropping My Turn, and he was like, yo, he was like, Baby about to drop his album. I want him on that show. So I went to the talent people and I said, yo, I don't give a fuck who we got this week. We gotta get Lil Baby on the show. I said, so we got him on the show, and then P had he just told me that day when he came to the show. It was the first time I met him in person, because I had met Coach when I was managing East. But it was the first time I met P, and he was like, yo, come down to my hotel later so we could talk. Pause. That sounds crazy. But he said he told me pull up.
Atlanta, I didn't catch it.
I got a pause button embedded in my head, like
automatic.
Cause one of my niggas gonna see like, yo, a nigga told you come to this hotel. You was cool with that, like. But anyway,
you rocking with that nigga?
Yeah. So I went down there and P, he just told me, he said, yo, I think you smart. I think you know what I mean, like you know what you talking about, and if it makes sense for us to do some business in the future, I would love for you to be a part of QC. When he told me, I was like, what the fuck? Like,
mind blown.
What?
You was at Asylum at this time.
Yeah, I was at Asylum, but I was like, I dubbed it. I love the Asylum too, but I dubbed it right then and there. I was like, nah, I know what I'm going to do next. I was like, I know what I'm doing next, and this was March of 2020. It was March of 2020.
Right before the pandemic hit.
Right, it was before the pandemic hit. So it was like right when that happened, I started building a relationship, and anywhere where he was at, I put myself around him. Yeah. Like I just like, oh, where you at, P? You in LA? I'm gonna be in LA. I'm gonna pull up on you. Oh, you in Atlanta? I was coming down to Atlanta all the time, like just flying down here. I got good relationships though, like Drama, Lake, all of them. They my fam. Yeah. Cannon, they all my family. So I would come down, kick it with them, make sure I go see them in the process. You know what I mean?
So how did you? So okay, so we
skipped over a
lot. I want to go back. Okay. How did you end up in a position to feel like you were in the game? Because you said you was working a job.
Oh, what?
Because you said you was at a party with Beyonce and Jay, and now you work a regular job. How did you end up in position? Well, what was your first opportunity in the business?
My first opportunity was like I used to be in the office every day. And I didn't have nothing to do. As an intern, you don't really got shit to do. It's like go get food. You know what I mean? Don't talk to nobody. Go get food. Somebody wants something, go do it for them. Somebody need help bringing their bags upstairs, shit like that. So I just, I ain't gonna front. I started taking the liberty of just doing shit, because I take initiative. Like I'm not gonna wait for shit. So I remember the first thing I did. What was the first thing I did? First thing I did, I found Beanie Siegel mom's name on a piece of paper, and I called her. Yeah, I just called her. Like,
not your
what? Hold on.
Mother.
What? You found Beanie Siegel mom and you just called her?
Yeah, I found.
I said what?
I found. I was a big fan of all the dudes from Philly. Okay. And then I used to go to Philly to go buy jerseys and shit at that time, because one of my homeboys used to be out of town and come. I used to be like, where you get these jerseys from? He like, this place Mitchell and Ness. So I used to go out there. So I was kind of like into the culture already, they culture. So then I found her name on a piece of paper. It said Miss Michelle. And it said Beanie Siegel manager, and it said like everybody from State Property. She was managing everybody. I said, fuck, I'm gonna call her. I just called her. I said, hey, excuse me, my name is Wayno. I'm an intern at Roc-A-Fella, and I was like, I work here, and you know, I just feel like the dudes from State Property could be doing more stuff.
No way.
I swear
you
to God.
gotta have some balls. Call somebody and do that.
No, you know what she said?
That would make me want. If somebody called me and said that. Honestly, the only DMs I really respond to is that energy. Like, no, you know how to make your shit bigger.
She said, "I think they could be doing more too."
Right. Let's make.
And then she started telling me shit, and then it was my man Big Face Gary. So I used to be in the studio. Be in the office every day. And then Big Face, he was Dame man. He had just came home. He gave me an A&R position. One day, Big Face was like, "Yo, you doing something?" I'm like, "No." He like, "Come with me." I think it was like the Young Guns needed some sneakers or some shit. I went with him to get the sneakers, and then he was like, yo, I'm gonna be coming in here every day. I want you to just run around with me. I'm like, all right. So I just started running with him. And then after that, then I had got cool with I didn't get cool with Cam, but like, remember I was telling you about Strive? Yeah. So a dude that was locked up, he came home, he knew my moms and shit. Cameron came in the office one time, and this is when Cam is like his, at Roc-A-Fella, he had old boy, it was a big thing. He came in the office one day, he said, yo, shorty, how much money they pay you a week? I said, I get paid $200 a week. He said, come work for Diplomats, I give you $400. I was like, for real? He like, yeah. So the dude I'm telling you about, he knew Cam because he's from Cam Block. So I called him, I'm like, yo, Cam told me. So he called Cam right in front of me and was like, yo, that kid, he's like, yeah, yo, give him that job. So now I started doing that. So I was working for Diplomats and Roc-A-Fella.
So you kept both
until a certain point where Cam wasn't having that shit no more.
I was like, nigga, like, hold on.
Now Cam was like, he really was like, pick a side. Yeah. But he told me, like, I ain't gonna lie, Cam said some real shit to me one time. He's like, yo, he said, all this Roc-A-Fella shit cool, but he like, I'm using this to like build Diplomats. Like, he like, so if you stick around with me, like, I'm gonna make you a part of Diplomats. Yeah. But it was just taking too much time. So I was just like, nah, so I started being on the State Property, and It was to the point where Jay-Z thought I was from Philly. You know what I mean? Because I was always with the Philly niggas. So they thought I was from Philly, and like my nickname became, no, they thought I was from Philly, and then I got the tat on my hand that say Harlem. And Jay was like, why you gotta tell you, like, ain't you from Philly? I'm like, no. And then he was like, you always with the Philly dudes though? I was like, I don't know. They started calling me Harlem Philly. That was my nickname for a minute, yeah. But that was like my first. I didn't really do shit. It was like gradually me being around Big Face turned into me being around the Young Guns because we the same age, and it turned to me being around Owen Sparks. And then you know Ryan Press.
Of course, it's my nigga.
Ryan Press at that time, he's one of the most powerful people in music now, but he was just a manager.
He was managing like
Chad.
Producer Chad. Yeah, exactly.
He was managing his best friend. They was managing him, so I was they little homie. Like Ryan snuck me into my first strip club when I was a kid. Like,
oh wow,
that's how long I know him. Mm-hmm. So Ryan was like, now that I think of it, he was real strategic because he's like, this nigga got the line to all the artists. Make sure when y'all do them sequences, all the Chad songs getting on this State Property album.
Yes.
So I would do that because when I would go to Philly, I would stay at their crib, whatever. So it gradually just built, and then I got the job, and then they fired me. You know what I mean?
Roc-A-Fella fired you.
Yeah, they fired
Why they
me.
fired you?
Because he was playing both
I kept
sides.
getting fired, man.
Why you get fired by Roc-A-Fella?
Because of fucking Big Face, man.
What happened?
Because this nigga, let me tell you, man, this nigga Big Face.
He looked tight.
Nah, because I'm still tight over that.
All right, so I can feel it.
I'm going to keep it a
Nigga,
band.
man.
This shit is 20 years
He
later.
set you
I'm
up.
still tight. He ain't set me up. He just, all right, so remember when Beans got locked up for the attempted murder?
Yes.
He got locked up for the attempted murder, and he had a gun charge with the feds.
Yeah.
So the attempted murder, he was out on bond, and then the Fed charge, they was like, it was more strict. They was like, he could come out, but he could only record at certain places. So they was like, he could record only at Ryan crib, right? So they was like, that's the only place he could record. So the Young Guns was fucking hot as fish grease in 2003.
Yeah.
They was going to Howard Homecoming. So I'm like, oh, I'm out. Like So they gave me all these beats from Kanye, it was CDs. They gave me Kanye beats, Just Blaze, bunch of shit. So I left the beats at Ryan crib, where the only place that Beans could record. Okay. So they go, Dame, Biggs, Hip Hop, Big Face, they all went to Beans' crib. He lived like in Lansdale. It was like 30 minutes outside of Philly. They go to his crib. They like, yo, what you been working on? He like, I ain't been working on nothing. He's like, you ain't got no beats? He like, they ain't give me no beats. So Big Face automatically turns it on to me. All I know is like Dame, he called me, and I hear Dame in the back like, Dame is screaming on him like, you bum ass nigga. He's flipping on Big Face. Big Face, he just called me, he said, yo, you a bum ass assistant, and hung up the phone.
What?
I swear the guy hung up the phone. And then like for a whole week, he ain't speak to me. And then like the next week, he came to me with like 2 or 3 checks, and he was like, yeah, we letting you go. But I came right back after that. They brought me right back.
Who brought you back?
Beans brought me back. Or the State Property.
Okay,
or
so
State Property because
so are you working for State Property or are you working for
I was working for Roc-A-Fella, but when they brought me back, they just was on some shit like they real like the Philly dudes, they real private. They was really dangerous. So like they was really private of who they let around them and all that, and they was comfortable with me.
Yeah.
So they was like, how y'all gonna let him go? Like fuck it. Beans was like, all right, I'm gonna pay you to be around. Like I'm gonna pay.
Exactly.
It got to the point where everybody had to call me to get to Beanie Siegel.
Oh wow.
And I was 21 at the time. You know what I mean? So,
Oh wow.
I don't like talking about that old shit though. Fuck that old shit.
What's one of the hardest lessons?
I'm only asking you because we got some interns. We got some young guys.
they gotta
guns in
know
here
that.
And we
that's
going.
trying to
I don't
learn
want to go
navigate.
over time. I don't want to. You know what I mean?
Nah, you good. We ain't got to rush.
Look, 'cause he's
It's
tight.
your
He back
I
in-
got one more. I got one more question. I'm just.
Back
This
in
is for,
03.
this is me as a fan speaking, by the way. So I'm asking you because I'm curious.
Yeah.
So obviously you're a young gun around the Roc-A-Fella breakup, right?
Yeah.
So. Like, what's your perspective? Like, are
Bro,
you
nobody knew.
Like an orphan? So you didn't
Yeah,
even know?
it's literally that shit was
I'm about to
literally
say-
like your parents getting a divorce.
That's what I'm saying.
It
Like,
was literally your parents getting because we didn't know. None of us knew what was happening. Like nobody really knew what was happening. It was like it got to the point where, and I seen Cam say that shit where like Jay stopped coming to the office because diplomats. I ain't gonna front. They was wilding.
Yeah.
Like no, the diplomats was wilding. Like Jim would do. Like when they found out I got fired, they didn't even really give a fuck about me. I remember like one day and I don't think I ever told this story, but like I had got fired the first time from not the mailroom, the shit with Beans. I got fired from that. So I came to get my contacts on my two-way, right? So I came to get my contacts on my two-way, and Cam and Jim come around the corner, and they Cam like, yo, Wayno, they fired you, right? They fired you, right? It was a bunch of Memphis Bleak vinyls. They started kicking them shits over. They like, y'all bum ass niggas. They started throwing. They like, y'all niggas fire. They like, y'all niggas firing Harlem niggas.
Yes.
They didn't do that They just wanted to kick over Memphis Bleak vinyls. They didn't do that because of me. Cause no, Jim, I ain't gonna lie. Jim like I'm not as close to Cam as I am to Jim. Like Jim, like a big brother to me. I used to be around Jim a lot. Like I was an 18-year-old kid when I met these niggas. They was 25 when I met them. I was 18. But they used that as an excuse, bro. They started knocking over shit, kicking over shit. I swear they filled up a whole hallway of Memphis Bleak vinyls, just stomping on them, all types of shit. I swear, but they tried to act like they did it because of me. They wanted to do that shit. Them niggas. Now, I promise you.
You probably was excited because you like.
No, I wasn't, because Bleak my man. Like, everybody fuck with me. But the thing was, it was like, I didn't feel like they did it for me, but I'm telling you, Jim, he be asking me, he like, how the fuck do you be remembering all of this? Because I don't get high, so
me too.
I remember all that shit. But when they did that,
of the influence,
they did that shit. Why did I even bring that up? I forgot why I brought that up.
No, you were saying that the
breakup shit.
Yeah.
So they was always violating, like they was doing mad shit. It's fights that happen. I won't speak about the fights that happen, but it's fights that happen, all types of little shit. And then Jay Jay would come to the office, and like Roc-A-Fella was on 29, Def Jam was on 28 and 27. So we'd come in the building. I would see Jay. I'd be like, yo, Jay downstairs. Like nobody don't know he in the building. He wouldn't come up to Roc-A-Fella no more. So we didn't think nothing of that. And then there would be times I'd be around Dame. I'd be around Jay and I'd be around Dame and Biggs, and then I'd be around Jay.
What was the difference in the energy? Because you got
Brooklyn niggas, man.
I wanted to work. I wanted to work for these niggas so bad. So me hearing you tell the stories, like, what was the difference between Jay and Dame crew? What was the difference?
Them Brooklyn, I'm gonna tell you, man. Like Jay and Dame, no, Dame and Biggs and them, all them niggas do is joke all day. They joke all day. These niggas joke about everything. Your outfit, your hat.
The moment you would hit the door,
at 8 o'clock in the morning, these niggas is joking on you. They be like, look at this nigga. Like if I had right now, if I had this shirt on, Dame would be like, this nigga got a Starburst shirt on. Like, you know what I mean? Like they just joke on you all day. Jay and them, they joke, but they more subtle because they just more serious. Like they just act more serious about everything. Like Tata, he don't joke with nobody. He don't joke with nobody. Like if he fuck with you, he fuck with you. But Tata, from the time when I knew him when I was younger, he didn't really he don't play with people.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like he don't play with nobody. Like they just was more serious. Dame and them was just playing all day. Now I'm not saying that them niggas wasn't getting money. They was
can I be honest with you? That's kind of what you expect.
Yeah,
but Jay and them felt very calculated.
And Jay and them was more respectful. Dame was outrageous. I love Dame, but yo, the version, even if people think he crazy now, that is nothing compared to who he was in 2002.
I heard he would be in meetings and just take his shoe off and just like smell my sneakers, do my feet.
I never seen him do that.
I heard that he used to be crazy.
Nah, I never seen Dame do nothing like that. But Dame would definitely like. I got in trouble for being around them niggas, man, because I used to be around them and I wasn't supposed to. Because like
you weren't supposed to be around who?
Let's say we in Baseline Studio right now.
Yes,
it's Jay, Dame, Biggs, OG Juan, Tata, couple other niggas, and me sitting in the corner.
Yes.
They used to be like, who the fuck is this kid? Keep getting it.
Exactly.
So I used to get Shari in trouble for that all the time. I mean, but.
So the breakup comes. So how do you how does that happen for you?
Devastating, bro.
Brother, yo, can I tell you something? So for me,
devastating.
I think the reason why my young guys that work for me, we so close, is because I understand the struggle.
Yeah.
So I understand their perspective. Like these niggas is young niggas in here. Like, man, just if you give JoJo a shot, JoJo, he on it. Johnny, I know how bad they want it. So imagine he in there every fucking day.
Listen.
Little man going hard, and then you find out it's over.
What, nigga? I was willing to die for that shit.
Yeah.
No, I'm dead serious. I risk my freedom for Roc-A-Fella, or a lot of times. Like, you remember I was around when Beans was beefing with Jadakiss. Like that shit was serious. I don't know. Like when people be beefing now, I'm not saying that it's not like serious now, but like the type of men that they was and the type of men that they had, these was dangerous individuals.
Yeah.
Like for real. Like these niggas were really crazy. Like, so I was around them and I had to be with whatever state property was with.
Yeah.
So if niggas is strapping up, I used to, and Big Face, that's what Big Face used to always tell me. Stop. He used to be like, stop carrying guns, because if you get locked up, we not bailing you out. He's like,
at least he told you.
He used to tell me all the time. He like, stop carrying these niggas guns. He like, yo, you get locked up, nigga, they not bailing you out. You only person gonna be able to call is your mother. He's like, you ain't nobody gonna do nothing for you, because we didn't hire you to carry guns. We hired you to be A&R.
Yeah.
So you doing all this extra shit, And I ain't care. I was carrying guns over my homies in the hood. Like I'm sorry, but I ain't give a fuck.
Nah, but it's just you loyal to the team. So
Yeah,
I'm trying to get your place. So what happens? What happens? Who tells you to break it up? Who tells you they're breaking up?
Nigga, I found out in the news like you found out.
What?
I found out in the news.
Oh no.
I mean, at the time I wasn't on paper with them no more, so they ain't give me no pink slip. I was on paper with Beans, so Beans was just paying me. He paid me out his pocket, but I just found out on Hot 97. You know what I mean? I was like, what? Like,
where were you at?
I don't remember.
You went to the office.
On the way to the office. Ray's hard.
Nah, because they had at that time, like the office, they was doing it subtly, like office closed.
Yeah,
we about to get a new office. Like that's what you hear.
See.
Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you find like, oh, he ain't no more. But I still was good because I was good around the young guns, and Jay had took them and PD and all of them.
And then who didn't Dame take Beans or?
Nah, he ain't never take Beans.
Because Dame started Dame Dash Music Group.
Yeah.
And Jay-Z kind of started Roc Nation.
No, it wasn't Roc Nation. It was still a Roc-A-Fella.
Okay.
Roc Nation didn't come to like years later. It came like 07. We found out about Roc Nation though. See, that's one thing I did know about before it happened was Roc Nation. But I wasn't working for them anyway. I was working in another fucking mailroom.
What's one of the hardest lessons you had to learn when trying to make your way in your career?
Artists are not your friends.
That's a good one.
They're not your friends.
How'd you learn that lesson?
I learned it numerous times. I learned it at Roc-A-Fella. I learned it at just managing.
So business is business.
Yeah, business.
Much.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily, because business is personal. Like people say you can't mix personal with business, but if you cool with somebody,
right, it's hard.
And I'm talking about like you cool with people and you really got love for them. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about like I said, like remember I was telling you about East, like I don't have nothing bad to say about East. Mm-hmm. Like me and East, I took East to become Muslim. Like we Muslims, we used to pray together every Friday. Oh, wow. Like that's my brother, but it's like, we went through what we went through, and I attribute that to once I got money and once he got money, it's just certain things that he wouldn't tolerate from me, and there's things I wouldn't tolerate from him. And it was people in between. It was people on his side in between us. It was people on my side in between us, and that broke us apart. Essentially, we could have did things differently, but it went how it went. Now, with that being said, Dave East is my brother. Good. I support any and everything he got going on. I love him. You know what I mean? But that was business. Mm-hmm. He made a business decision for himself. Then I had other artists. They made business decisions for yourself. What I had to learn about myself is that not taking nothing from no artist I ever worked with, but I'm the nigga.
Oh, I know that's right.
You know what I mean? Like, for real.
I had to figure that out. I love that
I'm
shit.
the nigga. Like, I had to learn that yeah, they might be good at their talent, but you the person that harness the talent, and like that shit like an exotic car. If it ain't got no gas in it, it's gonna sit right there. People gonna take pictures of it, admire it. Yeah. But if you can't put no gas in that car, that shit gonna sit right there and just sit there.
That was a good analogy.
Feel me? So
but even when you talk, you can hear that you understand perspective. I think people be missing that part. Like you'll come in the room and like today I was at the barbershop and the guy walked in the barbershop and he just walks in and you could tell he ain't there for a haircut. He's like, who's the owner? And like, my man is like me. He's like, yo, I can sell you this. And he was like, yeah, it's cool. Leave your car, go. And I was like, niggas don't understand. These niggas don't give a fuck about what you trying to sell. You could have came in here and been like, yo, can I get a haircut? Yo, how much I charge? You know what I mean? Just like, and make friends with a nigga.
Why
Then be like, oh yeah, by the way, I sell this.
No, everything is presentation. Mm-hmm. Everything is presentation. People don't understand that. Like I took a like they had this business class in the hood. That shit was, the look, I always talk some more Harlem shit. You know the bank on 16th and 1st?
Uh-huh.
Says
on the
a
corner, Citibank.
Yeah, Citibank over there. They had a business class in the hood, and this is what people don't take advantage of, like reading shit.
Yeah.
They had a business class in the hood. It's $50.
But you know why you know this? Because your mom worked for a nonprofit, so your eyes were more paying attention to
it
stuff
was
like
that. But then also, like, I spent a lot of time in the street. By me saying I spent time in the street, no, I was not Pablo Escobar. You know what I mean? I was not. I was a nickel and dimer, for real. Because everybody be like, I was in the street. Mm-hmm. I ain't never touched none of that next level shit.
I never touched.
You know what I'm saying? For real. But what I understood is I understood service. From the time I was a kid, when I used to see, and I hate to say it like this, but when I was a kid, and like I said, a lot of the friends that I had growing up, a lot of my peers sold drugs. How they treated people who use drugs said a lot about their character. Yeah. It's bad enough you killing a motherfucker. Yeah. You ain't gonna treat them nice neither. No, for real.
No, that's real.
I looked at that. When I got into that business class that was $50 in the hood, because what it was the business class, and these dudes was bankers at Citibank. Once you get your business class, they teach you how to make a presentation. By the time you finish the class, they was giving out business loans to startups in the hood. And you know how many people in the hood talking about they want to start a business and don't know this shit costs $50? So I was learning all this shit. When I learned about marketing, I was like, damn. So I wanted to be like Michael Jordan every day because they put a commercial on every day and said, I want to be like Mike. Now, it's simple when you just think of it like, damn, I like that commercial. But they programmed me
to want to be like Mike.
To want to be like Mike. Yeah. I believed as a kid that Jordans made you jump higher. I remember Oprah Winfrey had a show where she had somebody with Jordans, pumps, and LA Gears to see if you could jump higher in any of them shits.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? Because it was such a big thing. The way they was marketing it. But I didn't know that as a kid. Yeah. So once I started learning marketing, I learned how to present myself. I attribute that like even in business. Like I do a lot of like on the management side, like brands and partnership deals. That shit ain't nothing but dating. It's not nothing but dating. It's like if you got an artist and a brand has an interest in an artist and they like them a little, you like, all right, I'll fuck with you for a little minute, but I'm not gonna keep wearing your shit all the time just because you sent it to me.
Yeah.
You either gotta take me out, show me how to take. You gonna take me out? Take me out means put some more money on this shit.
Sure.
And then let's have a conversation about how we could build me as a brand along with your brand. So it's like I learned all this shit from the street. You know what I mean? Like I learned that from the street because I didn't go to school. Yeah. You know what I mean? I dropped out in 9th grade.
So okay, so now Roc-A-Fella's done. How old are you at this time? Like
Roc-A-Fella's done. I was 22. Yeah, I was 22.
22. Roc-A-Fella's done. What's your plan? What's your?
I have
next
no
move?
plans. Nigga, I ain't had a plan my whole life.
Just going with it.
Like you seen Dark Knight?
Yeah.
When Joker says I'm like a dog chasing a car, I won't even know what to do in one if I caught it. That's my whole career.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't have a plan right now.
Yeah.
Just
hey, my
going.
nigga. Hey. Same here, bro.
That's a fact.
That's why I'm like, I'm gonna talk, Lee. I'm gonna talk.
No,
somebody find me.
I just do shit, and because I'm good with building relationships.
Yeah,
that's what permits me, and I'm good at what I do. I learn stuff when I walk in that. Like I apply these things, but my plan was to go get another job, and the only job I knew how to do was mailroom. Only thing I knew how to do by the time I was 21, 22 years old was I knew how to sell. I know how to hustle a little bit, which I wasn't the best at that, but I knew how to hustle, give me a couple dollars, and I knew how to push, pull, and pick up in a mailroom. So that was the only skills I had. You know what I mean? But now I'm a parent. You know what I mean? Now I got a daughter.
Got a mouth to feed.
Yeah,
I got
a daughter.
Huh?
How old is your daughter?
She's 21 now.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But she at this time she a baby. And we trying to, we in the projects, 1 bedroom, and then a couple years passed, then I got another kid. Then I'm still in the mailroom. Then I got another kid. So it's like that's what I meant about trying to figure out what my goal to get out the hood. Cause my shit I lived in Harlem River.
Okay.
I lived on the 7th side, and then I moved to the 8th side. And that shit's so nasty, bro.
Yeah.
Like it broke my heart having to cover my daughter's nose not to smell piss, and she 1 year old. Yeah. It break my heart for my son to not be able to bounce the ball in the elevator, or
piss on the floor.
Because it's piss on the floor, or we walking in the building and dudes don't even got enough discretion to not smoke directly in front of the building with old ladies and I can't tell nobody. But I'm from the east side. We operate differently than the west side. Yeah. But that's just how they live. Yeah. So for me, I'm just like, that's when I started having plans. Like I'm gonna figure some shit out.
Yeah, that was I ain't gonna lie, that's my story. Like I still, like, even now, that's why I really don't claim New York, because I can't believe.
I get it though. Like,
I can't believe
get it.
I live like that. Yeah. Like when I go back to the Bronx, like I can't believe that you stepped on the elevator knowing that it was piss in there. And every floor on the staircase at the bottom of the, you get to the stair, it was piss there. It was like, it was like,
and we had dumb ways of playing. Yo, when I was a kid, man, niggas used to ride.
Like it's lava.
We used to ride on the top of the elevator, all types of dumb shit. Because I think that, like, like in the hood, like anything that could be fun make you happy. But the thing about it is when you start traveling, going other places, you start knowing that everything that's regular to you is not regular.
That's what I'm saying. Like when I seen like my mother never worked until I was like 14. My uncle went to jail. Like I didn't see people working. It was you sold drugs, you got welfare. That's all I knew my whole life. And then I moved to Atlanta, and then these Atlanta motherfuckers wasn't nice. They was assholes. Like they would clown us. Like I remember it was 14 of us in a 4-bedroom house, and we thought we was made it. Nigga.
Oh yeah.
They was like, how many of y'all live in that house?
Cause there's no houses where we from.
Damn, man, what the fuck wrong with y'all?
But there's no houses where we from, so it's like it's all about exposure. It's like my little man, my little man was from my block. He just asking me questions. Like just when I went back home like 3 weeks ago, this is the first time I chilled on my block, got drank with everybody and chill. He's just like, yo, he like, how is it down there? And I said, bro, I'm like, my property is majority of the block. Like my property where my house is at could fill the whole block.
Yes.
And he couldn't. He was like, for real?
Yeah.
But I couldn't understand.
They can't grasp it.
But the thing about it is because you can't grasp nothing you're not exposed to. That's the difference between New York and Atlanta. Because my family is from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Yeah. And I got one of them families that like if you got the same last name as me, everybody in the town is cousins. They own property. They own fucking. You ever been? You been to Fayetteville?
Of course.
You know Body Tap? That strip club?
No, I know Body Tap Atlanta.
It's a Body Tap in Fayetteville. All right, you ever seen J. Cole video with Miguel? Power Trip, is that it? Remember the strip club? That's my cousin's strip club.
Oh wow.
So my family, they own sports bar. I understood this going back to North Carolina when I became an adult. I didn't know that as a kid, so I wasn't exposed.
You can all right.
All right, I ain't know.
No, that's why I was telling him stop moving. But yeah, we good. We got it.
All right, so I wasn't exposed to that type of shit. You feel me? So when you in New York, you don't really know people because niggas ain't got money like that. If you know anybody in New York that got, I'm talking about legit money that owns a business, that's fucking, that's -1 out of 20.
Yeah, right. I was about to say, and another thing, not to give New York a bad rap, it's fun as fuck.
It is. No, it's the greatest place on the planet.
As a kid, I had way more fun as a kid in New York than I did as a kid in Atlanta. Because in Atlanta, it was like uppity ass kids and shit. Like I remember fucking I got voted best dressed by my best friend as a joke. And it was like a clown, like, oh, Ray can dress the best. Look at Ray, he's the best dressed.
I ain't even want to offend nobody in here about dress then.
By the way, I got more money than all of them niggas now.
Facts.
Nigga, my 7th grade teacher came to my house for fucking 4th of July and was like, oh my God, Raymond. I got more land than Patterson Projects, by the way. I could fit the whole Patterson Projects.
Patterson is crazy.
On my fucking.
My mom grew up in Patterson.
For real?
She lived next to didn't Nate Archibald, Tiny Archibald lived in there.
I wouldn't know.
You know Tiny Archibald? He's a basketball player.
Yeah, I know he is. I only probably know from Patterson was Ivan Barkley.
You know French from over there.
Yeah, he from Mount Haven.
Yeah, he from Mount Haven, right down the block. Them niggas, they water different over there. They out of their mind.
It's fun though as a kid, but as you get older, it don't become as fun because shit gets serious.
Yeah, perspective changes.
New York, you niggas was when I left when I was 12. It was niggas like one nigga on the 3rd floor, another nigga on the 1st floor. So you and your boyfriend can go to the 2nd floor and kiss. Like shit. Like in Atlanta, nigga, it was open motherfucking season.
Nah, it's crazy.
Everybody, the laundry room. It was always someplace to go in Atlanta, boy.
Yeah,
so how'd you transition to the South? Like, what made you move to Atlanta?
QC.
Okay, so.
It was QC. It was because it was what it was it was like I told you, like when I started building my relationship with P, like it would be points where like I went from not talking to P to like I talked to P like I would call him and we talk on the phone for an hour. You know what I mean? And I would talk to him all the time. And then when he told Coach about me coming down, Coach was with it too because I had met when I was managing East. Coach, that's when Yachty was first popping and they was on a XXL freshman together. So that's when I met Coach. So Coach knew of me and a lot of people used to always, but I love Coach because Coach real like, let me watch this nigga. Yeah. So he was just watching, you know what I mean? And then when he was like, hell yeah. So I remember like my dad, that same year, my dad passed in 2020. And I was telling my dad, I was like, yo, I think I'm gonna move to Atlanta. He's like, for real? And I was telling him about like coaching P and QC, and I was like, he was like, hell yeah, nigga, you better do that shit. Like,
fuck out of here.
Yeah, he's like, nigga, go ahead. Like, you want to get money with them? I'm like, yeah. He like, well, go do it. Yep. You know what I mean? So it's like,
but not only that, they want you to get money with them.
Yeah, they want.
They not know. I want everybody around me to live in a big ass house.
Yo, listen. Yeah. If I tell, like, I could tell. If I call P, it's so many things I done called P about that I was going to do outside of QC, and he like, nigga, of course, go ahead. Like, go get money. So for me. But I had a familiarity with coming down here because I told y'all that my cousin moved down here in '99. So I used to ride the bus down here. I went to, SOs.
Of course.
Yeah, I went to SOs when I was a kid, all that shit. So I used to go to SOs is the first place I ever been in where I seen people sing a song word for word. Every single word, yeah. Because in New York, like, niggas is too cool.
Too cool.
Yeah.
we had that conversation.
Niggas was doing that. You know what I mean?
Why would you want to? I want to. I want the
But no,
love.
but so
I say New Yorkers ruin the club scene, but that's a whole nother story.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Nah, I ain't.
Because we too cool to party.
Nah, we
and
wasn't
we brung
though.
that everywhere.
We wasn't. We just
we
too
was getting
aggressive.
light? What?
We just was too aggressive. Cause even before the getting light shit, like I remember, like when I was like a teenager, these dudes on my block, they worked at the tunnel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they used to tell me like how the tunnel would be. The thing about the tunnel is like in New York in the 90s, I mean, of course I wasn't going to clubs in the 90s, but the only way you could go out is if you was tough.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like you couldn't go to the club if you wasn't tough. You couldn't wear no
Gonna
jewelry,
get
you
robbed.
couldn't wear no sneakers, you couldn't do none of that shit if you wasn't
Yeah.
tough. So you go to have a good time, you getting robbed, of course you're not gonna want to go out. Like
Yeah. No, but not only that, New York. The only thing, see, Atlanta is. I know this sounds crazy, but I'd much rather get shot than stabbed.
Oh no, New York is stab city.
No, I ain't gonna lie. To me, I ain't gonna lie, because I feel like if you shoot at me, I got a chance to run.
No, what?
Nigga,
How about none of
I got
that?
a chance to dump.
Right, I
But a
would
nigga
like-
stab
yeah.
you?
Nah.
A nigga stab you in your. I mean, he.
That shit's like London. You know, that
like
shit
nigga
like
be like,
London.
go get you $150. All right,
Yeah.
what the
But no,
fuck?
but you know, bro, that whole culture is jail culture.
Yeah,
That's
that
the crazy
is.
thing about that shit. That shit is just
Yeah.
jail culture implemented into the city. And one thing I will say is that I'm working on a few things. Like I just started my nonprofit organization.
What's it called?
It's called You Can Do It Too.
I like that.
And the reason why I wanted to do that is because I want to show people unconventional ways of becoming successful. Like it's so many people that even music. Like I just put this on my story yesterday on the gram. I said like just because you can't find suitable employment don't mean that you should rap. And I really mean that.
That is a good one.
No, some G shit. Like just because like shit is getting tough, like that don't mean that like you watch 8 Mile and you like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. Like you know what I mean? Like nah, bro. Like everybody don't have to be an entertainer to make money, and even in entertainment, everybody don't have to do the same thing.
But can I tell you something though? Mm-hmm. The same effort that you put in to push an artist, you can also put into pitch a product.
Absolutely.
You can also put in the pitch a service. Like
Absolutely.
Nobody markets anything better than the hip hop community.
No, that's a fact. But
We the best.
that's because everything we market is just that's because we feel invisible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like grow up in the hood, bro. It's like
Good one.
you know what
You
really
gotta do
was.
something to stand out.
You know what's really eye opening to me? Like all the times I got joked on when I was a kid for not having a pair of Jordans, and another kid had the Jordans, but we lived in the same place. We both ain't have shit.
Bro. No, bro, I gotta stop you, bro. That I hated that.
No,
it was like we
let me tell you
all
something.
all in the projects, nigga.
No, but I said, I swear, I remember one time, and I told it on my podcast that I was doing. I remember my mom had bought me a pair of Timbs, a pair of boots from Payless that looked like some Timbs.
They had a goat on the side.
No, they ain't have a goat.
Oh, because that's the ones my mother got me.
These was called Rugged Outbacks, right?
Mine was called Ibex.
Rugged Outbacks.
Yeah.
I remember
You
those.
remember Rugged
I
Outbacks?
remember those.
My mom bought me these boots. It's called Rugged Outbacks. And I remember like I could draw when I was a kid. I drew a Timberland side on the side of them shits.
Aw.
And I remember like I said this on my podcast. Like I remember being in the gym. You know you gotta take your boots off. And the nigga picked my shit. So it was like, this nigga got on. And I got killed. And I felt so bad. I felt like nothing.
Yeah.
Right. And I felt like nothing in that moment. But as I became an adult, like I said, all the things that was regular to me is not regular now.
Yeah.
I'm like, but the kid who made fun of me, like, you ain't have shit neither. Like, you might have had them Jordans, but we lived in the same building.
Nigga, your
We
mom
both
was
lived in
taking her, your
poverty.
mom was taking her welfare check and spending it on you. My mom
That's a
had other
fact.
priorities.
See,
That's the
I-
only difference.
I had the opposite issue though. See, I didn't grow up in the projects, and I was competing with all the fly ass kids from the projects. And my mother used to be like, "You live in a house, they live in the projects.
me
They
tell-
couldn't spend their
Let me tell you
I gotta
something.
pay
I'm
them
gonna tell you
both."
something.
I had the
Going
opposite.
into 10th grade year,
Yeah.
my dad's in jail.
Mm-hmm.
My uncle, I don't want to call him a sucker, but he was. My dad brother, he put. Nah, let me tell you something.
It
I don't
is
give
what
a
it
fuck
is.
about.
Yeah.
One thing about me,
Yeah.
I took over the Daniels name and started a whole new. I don't give a fuck about them.
Like
I don't
it
give a
is
fuck
yours
about
now.
like I don't give a fuck about a few of them.
Right.
My dad brother, this nigga, I'm a kid, man. You know, that's why I take being a parent so serious because I know how it is to be a kid afraid of the world. Like, you know, and everybody's like, nigga, I ain't gonna lie, nigga, I'm still afraid right now. Like, it's like I don't know what the fuck the future holds for me. Like I'm not on no motherfucking plan. Ain't no plan for what we do, nigga. It's either gonna work or not. But I remember being a kid, and I remember wishing my dad can do for me, and I remember my uncle was like, yo, your dad's in jail, but you know, you don't have to feel alone. If you ever need something, just call me. And I called the nigga, like, yo, can you give me some money for some shoes? What? Nigga gave me a pair of Converse, nigga. It was a size 11 and a half. I wore a 10 and a half. I swear to God, first day of school, 10th grade. And I was one of them niggas. I didn't talk shit about people growing up because I didn't want to give you a reason to clown me.
Yeah.
So I didn't clown nobody. Nigga, we at the fucking lunch table. and a nigga said a joke about this nigga. I ain't got nothing to do with it, Wake. He like, look at you. And I'm like, ha, ha, ha. And he's like, you're laughing.
Nigga, what you laughing at?
Nigga, fuck you laughing for.
And he yells in the lunchroom, look at his Converse. Nigga, the whole lunchroom stops and does this.
Oh, no, that's the worst.
Look at his shoes. Man, nigga, that's why I go so hard. That's the shit motivate me. So I'm hearing your story. I'm like, bro, niggas don't understand, nigga. If being broke and poor don't motivate you, nigga, you don't deserve nothing.
One thing I can honestly say, though, is that my mother, I didn't feel poor.
Oh, nigga.
We was poor, but I didn't feel. But look, we was poor, but I didn't understand how poor we was until McDonald's money.
Yes.
You got McDonald's money? I'm like, that shit is $2. Like, now I'm an adult. I'm like, this shit. Like, my youngest daughter is 11. If you take her to a restaurant, she ordering all types of shit.
My daughter just requested $500 on Cash App. My 6-year-old.
I love her. Like, she's gold.
Nigga, Miyoki.
But this is what I'm saying, right? Because but I also do believe that, right? Like, having children, of course, you want them to experience better life than you had, right?
Of course.
But it's just like all the things, like I said, like all the things that I thought meant something. Like, even till this day, I'd be like, damn. All the shit that I thought meant something when I was growing up didn't really mean shit.
It was bored, poor people with nothing to do besides make fun of other.
And it's projection.
People. Yeah,
it's projection. It's a person saying how they feel about themselves to you. You know, like the whole. I'm sorry, cut you off, but like good. You know the whole like what you looking at shit.
Yeah,
like you know what I mean. Like I done got into fights, all types of situations, just cause when I was younger, like I might be looking at a dude and no bullshit. I used to have braids when I was a kid. I might be looking at a nigga hairstyle and be like, damn, that shit fire. And I remember one time that happened to me in school. I was looking at this kid here, and he turned around. He's like, but he ain't have clothes and shit like that. He's like, what the fuck you looking at, nigga? Da, da, da. And I was like, nothing. Like he was like, yeah. What? And then I started, well, nigga, all right, what's up? And that just because I didn't know how to communicate. Cause I could have easily said, yo, bro, I was looking at your hairstyle. You know what I mean? Cause I wanted to see if I could get my hair braided like that. But I think the biggest problem, and that still shit happens today, is like men can't be transparent to other men. Because once it's not a problem, then it's like I gotta emasculate you now. Like all right, if a nigga get into a problem with another nigga and it's like, yo, you know what, bro? I'm gonna keep it 100. Yo, I don't want no problems with you. You know what nigga say? I know you don't want no problems, you bitch ass nigga. Yep. You don't want no fucking problems, niggas. And then you say, nigga, who the fuck is you talking to? Yeah. Now we have a problem over words, literal, over nothing.
But it's because we not.
I'm sorry, guys.
Go ahead, bro. Get it out.
Because the problem is that, you know what we don't know how to communicate? You just hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
Like I can't tell another nigga. Because one time it was something that happened. It was some music shit. And it was an artist supporting an artist that I ain't fuck with no more and this, that, and the third. And I got mad at like one of the artists that I had. And I made it into a thing.
Yeah.
Cause I'm like, nigga, if I'm the one that signed you and got you why would you support somebody you know I don't fuck with?
Yeah.
And then my man that was my partner was like, he said, yo, Wayne, I ain't gonna lie, bro. You in your fucking feelings. I said, you know what? I am.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, my feelings is hurt. Yeah. Cause y'all niggas don't know what I felt when I went through what I went through with that person.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm in my feelings. Exactly. But the only person who got feelings is women.
Yeah.
Like, so I can't say I got feelings. So that make me less of a whoever I am because I got feelings.
Yeah.
And he was like, I didn't think about it like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I didn't think about it like that. But I just feel like the communication barrier specifically in our hood, and that's why I want to do my nonprofit, because it's like we don't see value in one another.
Yeah.
Like I got so many friends that went to jail, like, and all of us got them. Murder, attempted murder. And most times it's because the person that they did something to, they didn't see no value in them. They didn't feel like, yo, I ain't gonna hurt this person because shit. So they say, you know what? It was the principle. It was the morals of it. Ain't no fucking morals and principles in killing yourself.
Yeah, but I tell people, I'm like, I never understood in New York, and I still don't like. How was I getting food stamps, but I was ashamed to say I was getting food stamps in the project?
Shit, I be trying to buy
when
people food stamps right now. If you got some food stamps, this is my close up. If you got some food stamps from right now, please let me buy them shits, because I can't get them. If I apply for them, my wife apply for them, we not gonna get them. Yeah. I want to buy these shits. Yeah. What?
I can't. But it's like my thing. But you know,
I got a story. You ever have food stamps?
No.
Oh, I got it. You gonna relate?
I already know. I got 100 of them. Go ahead.
Nigga, like, you ain't never been in the store with a girl that was fire that you like.
Bro, tell you what I did. I stole, nigga.
There we go. Ray gonna make it happen.
No. I stole. I'd rather steal than have her see me
paying with the food.
Let me tell you, bro. So look, that's why I'm saying I didn't realize how we ain't have shit. So my mom was she write a note, give us to Poppy.
Yeah.
Yo, I get paid Friday, just give me the groceries. They used to do that.
Aww.
But I remember one time I had some food stamps. I can't remember. It was this girl that I like. I like this girl so much, man. She was in the store. And you know, the whole time I'm stalling. I'm trying to look at and she not leaving. Man, so I'm like this. I take the food stamps, I slide it to the nigga, right? Because remember, food for all y'all that's younger here, food stamps was actual paper.
Yeah.
Man, I slide that shit to the nigga. This nigga picks it up, does this. I'm like, oh my, you know what they start? Oh, this nigga got food stamps.
No.
Bro, it was the most embarrassing. Yo, I got so many embarrassing moments.
Me too.
Like that.
That's why I go so motherfucking hard.
No, that's a fact.
I'm never and it's fucked up because I just can't imagine my kids going through that.
Yeah, you don't want your kids to feel
like
that pain.
I mean, like it's like in New York, it was so bad because I remember coming out the lunchroom eating free lunch. And
I used to get
the
free
girls
lunch.
like, he leave free lunch. It's so crazy to me, but I want to say this: if you in the projects right now, I want you to know, I don't give a fuck what they tell you. Nobody in the projects got money.
Yeah, no, because and you got roaches.
Because if you got
no, for real, because I lived in the projects and I had mad roaches.
It was normal.
I used to go on a whole assault. I was going assault for roaches. I'm like, today I would take everything out the cut. I'm catching all the motherfuckers. Yep. Spend an hour doing it. Guess what happened? 20 minutes later, here come another one.
Yep.
I don't be wanting to hear that shit.
Nah, I'm telling you, bro. Like, because if niggas had money, this is all I would say. If a nigga in the projects had money, they wouldn't be there.
Nah, that's a fact.
Even if they got, it's always that one nigga in the projects that got a nice car. Mm-hmm. And he might have and you think he got it, he ain't got no money.
He ain't got shit.
If he had money, he wouldn't be there.
He ain't got
People
shit.
with money don't come around there. They don't.
But it's so crazy too. But this is why I always say, you know why rappers getting so much problems going into the hood, why they be getting robbed or killed or whatever the case may be, is because if you think that you can't motivate, like the average income for a man in America is $48,000 a year. Mm-hmm. So if you make 50, you're above average, which ain't shit. I'm not going to say it ain't shit because everybody live differently. I can't do nothing with that. Mm-hmm. But for a person, and in poverty, people live under the poverty line. Mm-hmm. So why $48,000 for the average man? You got a lot of men that ain't average in the hood.
Yeah.
When you go through the hood and you come through with a $350,000 car, a $50,000 watch, $100,000 chain, $2,000 jeans, $1,500 sneakers, and whatever else on, you looking like $1 million. You think that the niggas on the corner that you're motivating them, you're not motivating them because they can't.
And not only that, nigga, they're not supposed to be happy for you.
They're not. But the thing is because they can't see themselves. Yeah. Like remember when I said I seen backstage when I seen I didn't see him with no chains on and none of that. I seen him with a bandana on and a t-shirt, and I was like, oh, he running around and he got some sense of humor. All right, cool. When I seen Lenny, same thing. When I seen G. Roberson, all that, same thing.
That's why you don't got jewelry on?
No, I got stuff.
No, because that's one of the first things I noticed about you. I'm like, how does a New Yorker and he not flashing?
I'm gonna keep it 100. Like I like watches and all that, but that shit get boring. Mm-hmm. Like I gotta watch. Of course, I gotta fucking bust down. It's just not as impressive as people think. It's not. I can't tell time on it. I didn't buy it for time. It's a diamond. It's a diamond bracelet. No, for real. Mm-hmm. But the thing about a motherfucker cut my hand off of that shit. Sure will. So so for me, like that don't make me. That don't give me no value. Like that don't. If I'm gonna have the same conversation with if I would have had my watch on or not. Period. And I went and came in here thinking like, yeah, man, you work really hard. You can buy a fucking watch. Then after you buy it, it's worthless. That shit is worthless. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I got 3 Rolex watches. I got 3 Rolexes. I only wear this one because I don't feel like going in my safe to get the other ones.
Yeah, I had that one too.
And not only that,
but see, that's class
not only
right
that,
there.
not only that,
that's class.
Not only that, if you don't wear them after a certain period of time, you have to always.
You got to rewind it.
So if you go, you just.
And I always forget. I swear, every time I bought one, I always forget that shit.
I don't just.
Yeah, the winder box.
I had one of those, but I got tired of that shit.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's like I'm just saying it's like for an artist who thinks that you can motivate the hood, like you motivate the hood with information. Mm-hmm. Now, what people do with that information is up to them. But you're not gonna motivate the hood coming through in a $350,000 car, because guess what? That's why people pay to go to car shows, because it's some shit that they would never see in their life. So a motherfucker willing to pay $25 to see some shit they never see for a day. You know what I mean? But it's so much of that. It's so many. When we really be trying to, it's not motivation. It's antagonization. It's like you antagonizing a person,
poking the bear.
Ooh, I mean, they because as fucked up as it is, like P&B Rock, right? Like, good brother. I had major love for that brother, but like our arrogance and our ego gets a hold of us to say, niggas ain't gonna try me.
Right.
I show love. Niggas ain't. Yeah, you. Every person who think it can't be you, it could be you.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I'm telling you, bro. It's crazy how many parallels we have. I'm like I wish people understood. Like, I am so afraid of ending up back there, and I'm so far from it. It's like the worst thing that can happen to me is sending me back to that. And it's not. And I tell you the fucked up part. It's not the physical environment.
Yeah.
That's not the problem. I can go back to hell. That's nothing for me. It's the people in it. Yo, it's the mentality of the people in it. It's the people who you're trying to talk to and they don't want to hear that shit. It's when you're like, yo, it's like, I remember being 21 years old. I had roommates. Mind you, we wasn't in the hood. We had a nice little apartment. I'm like, bro, we 21. We could take over the world. And they looking at me like, nigga, how?
Yeah.
Now them same niggas looking at me like, nigga, how the fuck did you become who you became?
Yeah.
And be really asking that, be throwing it off. They kids.
Ooh,
Yeah,
because me and my friends, you see my personality, me and my friends all act the same. So my friends' kids have come over and been like, Daddy, why aren't you living like him? And he's like, I didn't want to be the music. Shut the fuck up. Like, and I'm looking at my kids like,
imagine
you see that?
your kids asking you that. That gotta be like a blow.
No, that's real shit though. Because once they old enough to realize,
once they old enough, you start knowing. And then if you and daddies are different. Yeah. Like, if you got a cool daddy, you can ask your daddy anything, because your daddy wants you to ask him. He wants you to ask him. But them kids would be like, why do you have all this stuff and we don't have none of this stuff? And they be like, shut the fuck up. And I look at my son like, hey nigga, because I ain't never smoked weed, nothing. I ain't never used no drugs until a year ago. I just started like exploring with drugs and shit. Everybody leave me alone.
It's not
but
hard.
The point is that I tell my son, I'm like, I remember every moment that one of my friends' life was ruined. Whether it was one friend having a car accident, another friend getting arrested, another friend smoking weed. I just remember the moments where it was like, that was the peak of their life.
Life-changing, yeah.
And it was always something dumb.
You know what's crazy? My biggest problem that I've had in my life and my career is I always think I could fix somebody. You know what I mean? I always think I could help somebody, fix somebody.
Say that again.
And it's helped me. It's hurt me too, but it has helped me. Like one time, like my man Cat, he from my block. He one of the first people I met when I was a kid. You know what I mean? He used to hustle. He's gangbanging. I looked up to him for all the wrong reasons. But he went to prison. He did 13 years. And I remember when he came home, he used to tell me how he was going to do. He was like, yo, I'm going to go to culinary arts school because I like to cook and all this other stuff. And one day he called me because his son, now he at the age where his son rapping and you know what I mean? And he like, yo, people was reaching out to his son. So I asked him, I said, yo, Cat, I said, what happened with all that? Like, you know what I mean? What you was doing? And he was like, what you mean? And I said, with food. And he was like, I kind of just gave up on it. And I was like, why? And then he told me, he's like, well, I'm not around a lot of people who do that. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm in the hood, so I told him, I said, look, this is what I'm gonna do for you. You know what I mean? And I'm just sharing his story because like I want his story to be shared. You know what I mean? I told him, I said, yo, I'm gonna get you your LLC, because people act like getting an LLC is like some amazing feat. You could go buy the shit for $400. Like, it's not hard. Like people be like, yo, like all them clubhouse.
I got an LLC.
Yeah, them clubhouse professors that try to tell you, because they be trying to get a fee to do.
Come on, man.
So what I did was I said, look, I'm gonna buy you an LLC. I said, give me your social. I bought him an LLC, got him his shit or whatever, and then I had my man make a logo for him and all of that. And he started doing his selling food outside on the street or whatever, and then he took a year off, and then now he has a restaurant right on the block that on the same. You know what I mean?
But that's what I'm trying to. To me, that's why people be like, Ray, why do you talk? Like even you, I know why you talk, nigga. In our community, it's only talented kids. Like you gotta understand something. You could rap in our community, you could sing. That's the only kids they come get.
Yeah,
and that's what I hated about high school. That's why I graduated high school, but fuck school. You wanna know why? Because they only spend time invested on the musically gifted kids, the athletically gifted kids, or the you know, the really, really smart kids.
Yeah.
What the fuck about the other 85% of us?
Yeah, man.
Nigga, they would be like, Deion Sanders is coming to talk to this school today. Oh shit, no, not y'all.
Right.
The athletes. Nah, nigga, you start thinking like, damn, that's who they want me to be. I'm the nigga that gets the job that's given. And once I realized that shit, man, y'all, nigga, fuck. I told my mom, everybody, fuck all y'all. I love y'all, but y'all don't understand. My mom was like, you stupid motherfucker, you should go to the army. Ma, you don't understand what I'm gonna be. And here's the crazy part, she still don't. My mom to this day lives an amazing life and still will tell anybody, I don't really know what the fuck he does.
Yeah.
Seriously. And my thing is that and that I wish she did, but you know why I wish she did? Because if she did, she would be more comfortable.
Yeah.
My mom still acts like somebody coming to snatch all this shit from us one day. You know what I'm saying? So she'll call me stressed out. What about this? What about that? And I'm like, Ma, you don't know I wake up every day and go to an office and work every day and I'm making calls and I got all this shit going on. Nigga, this record that's number 1 in the country right now. Nigga, I didn't know about that record 10 days ago. No, I know about that record 2 weeks ago. I didn't even know it was coming out because my mind is like, I'm all about working. And I always tell people, hey, don't watch your work. Don't watch your work. You wanna fail? Watch your work. You wanna fail? Watch the same thing. Watch that thing and watch the paint dry. Nigga, that paint gonna dry whether you watch it or not.
Wow.
Go paint another wall.
That's a fact.
Go paint another wall. Go paint another wall. Every day, paint a wall. And then all of a sudden, you have a whole fucking house full of painted dry walls.
Yeah.
And nigga, that's how you win. All this, and to me, all these people in the hood, I wish that they could just see that people like us exist. And nigga, if you could push one thing, you could push anything. If I could sell 1 million records, I could sell 1 million anything.
Yeah, that's a
nigga,
fact.
you can. It's just music, I guess, for some reason, is just the first thing that niggas want to do.
Yeah, and that's not the answer.
It's
like,
not. Yes.
It's not the
Do
answer.
something else.
I'm not tasting my best friend, rest in peace, Slow. We coming up on his 10th year anniversary of dying. Slow, we in the car. This is my favorite moment with Slow in my life. Slow is a rapper, right? He was older than me, so he was kind of coming up, and then I passed him, right? So he's big homie. He's a Virgo like me, so he big homie, but he still know that nigga on, right? So Slow is like rapping. He pulls me over. He pulls up to me like, nigga, I got a song I gotta play. And we in the car, never forget. And he rapping the lyrics to me. It's my best friend, so a nigga know you like nobody else know you. Like, he know a nigga. So he's like playing me the song and I'm in the car and he's rapping. The boys at the front door. I'm at the back door. Grab the yayo. Come on. And then he just looks at me and he's turning shit down. He's like, can I ask you a question, man? I was like, what's up, bro? He said, I ain't gonna make it, Emma.
Oh.
Swear to God. Swear to God. And I was like, nah.
Nah.
I was like, nah, you ain't gonna make it. And you know what his response was? Cool. He was like, well, fuck it then. I'm gonna just be the general manager of Radar. And the nigga wound up getting on.
Man.
There's so many ways to win in life. You don't have to just do what it's like. You don't have to do. And then you'll have another nigga who I'll be like, bro, you ain't got it. And then he'll tell everybody I'm hating on him.
Right.
Yeah.
Nigga, you don't think I want my friends to work?
That's what I was gonna say. At least he was perceptive, like took your advice.
Right?
Yeah, like at least
but he was my
didn't
best friend. So
he
nigga, if you my friend, you know I ain't got no ill intent for you.
I can't tell my friends the truth like that. I'm not good at that. I'm not. I'm gonna tell you what you want to hear type of person. I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings.
Afford to
but see,
lie
but I'm gonna keep it 100. Like, I feel you, but like, what is feelings even worth? They gonna hurt you in the end anyway. You know what I mean? Like, for real, that shit gonna hurt you in the end. That shit gonna hurt you in the end anyway. So it's like, I got a ton of friends that like. Everybody rap. That's my biggest problem. No, I'm gonna keep it 100, right? Because if I was a fucking brain surgeon, wouldn't nobody be trying to sign up to become a fucking RN?
Right.
You know what I mean? And the thing is that working in this music business, everybody thinks that they capable of doing what you're doing just because they simply watch videos and listen to music.
Oh no, that's not why. That's not why they think that. You know why they think that? Because they looking at you like, shit, I know Wayno was on the same fucking disc.
Yeah,
I know the same thing he know.
But I mean, I think, but the knowledge, I mean, they think they have.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, but I think that when you make it first, because for me, like, Polo helped me see this. Polo helped me see this one day. I was like, man, you don't feel bad for your friends and family that you left behind, that's still there in the same spot? And his nigga was the ill. He said, nah. He said they should feel bad for me. Because he's like I said, he said, I went on a mission by myself and I knew all of them. They all could have came. But they didn't. They sat on the sideline and now you want me to feel bad for them? Nah, nigga, I got on my ass and went and got it. They didn't.
Yeah.
Nigga, that's all I needed to hear.
Right.
Y'all niggas
that's a fact.
You don't feel bad for nobody.
No, because I kid you not, man, when you trying, that's the problem that I have with my position is because when I had a regular job, nobody had an opinion. I mean, when I was working a regular job, when I was hustling whatever I could, nobody had no opinion. Nobody wanted to know what I thought. Nobody wanted to know what I was up to. Nobody wanted to say, could I get around you? Could I, you know what I mean? I'll help. Like, I had a friend one time ask me, like, he's like, man, I'll be the janitor. I'm like, bro, I don't hire janitors. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't, no, for real. Like, motherfuckers are coming to you. They think that you, like, if you work in music, that you just have access to every job. Bro, I work at a company that's owned by another company. Niggas is not like, yo, Wayno, when you get this executive position, bring us janitors.
Yeah, exactly.
You feel what I'm saying?
Or cut a check to all your friends.
Yeah, and they think that, like, this shit is easy. Like, man, this shit is not easy. Like, I got a majority, even being an A&R, my perspective comes from how I think. I have to be able to think. So when a motherfucker calling me, telling me about, like, motherfuckers will call me and be like, yeah, you know, such and such told. I don't give a fuck about who in the hood telling.
Right.
I don't do nothing with them niggas. I ain't even seen them.
Yeah, exactly.
Care what they doing. Yo, you know such and such, yo, you know such and such had a bit. I don't give a fuck about none of that. If you can't help me think and help build my perspective, then how could I ever possibly put you in a position around me? If I put you in a position around me, that's why, like, one thing I learned about being around Roc-A-Fella, they was really, 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 really big about who got let around. Like, who, like, they be like, yo, who brought him around? Who brought her around? Because all it take is the influence of somebody negative to ruin everything.
Bro, we had one person on our team that was here, and that this motherfucker has been gone. It's been like heaven in here. And everybody's like, I'm like, bro, bad energy is contagious.
No, it's a fact.
It is fucking contagious. And I don't want no one with no bad energy. I don't even want you to say nothing. I don't even want you to speak bad around me. Man, you know what such and such happened. And you know what I was gonna tell you? You know what I hate as an A&R? This is why I just said, I was with somebody yesterday, and I think it was me and Jack. And I was pissed because he was like, yo, remember old girl I bought around you? Yeah. What about her? She just got signed, B. I'm like, niggas get signed every day, my nigga.
No,
nigga, that shit don't mean nothing to me, my nigga. That just means one person like me decided to bet. Nigga, tell me when they got the number one song in the world. That's when I feel like I missed out. Tell me when they got a big song. That's when I mixed out. But I hate when niggas is A&R, yo, Wayno, you better come on. Dallas over at Wasala want to sign. Well, they go with Dallas then.
Yeah. Like, no, people, I don't play none of that with no artists. They don't tell me about, cause the position I'm in with QC, like, if you don't want to be, if we want you and you, like, you gotta want to be down with us. Yeah. If you don't want to be down with us, I'm not even gonna waste my time. Like, I shouldn't have to tell you. I shouldn't have to convince you why you should come over here to an extent. Now, yes, I'm gonna tell you why you should in the avenue of what I bring to the table as an A&R, what Ranger brings with Simone, Amber, Maya, Serena, everybody on Sydney, everybody on our team brings to the table as to why you should want to be a part of this. But if you don't want to be a part of this, guess what?
It's okay.
It's fine. You know what I mean? It's fine. So I really don't play that, like, yeah, you know, so, even when somebody say about the money, that's I gotta say this shit, yo, bro. Nah, for real, because
get it out.
That $1 million deal shit, bro, that shit is ruined our business, bro.
Yeah.
That $1 million, getting $1 million, giving these kids $1 million is ruined our business. And I seen so many people say, what? They can't get $1 million? The $1 million is a trick, man. That shit ain't nothing but a trick. You wanna know why? Because when you start out with $1 million, you $1 million in debt. This is not the lotto.
Oh no, but my perspective is different than yours.
I ain't finished.
Oh, go ahead. I'm gonna say.
So the thing about it is this, right? If I was an artist, my advice to every, like, young up and coming artist, I know what it feel like to want to get out the projects. I know what it is to want to take care of your kids, even to want the dumb nigga shit that everybody else want: a car, a chain, a watch. I know what it clothes. I know what all that it is. But if you are able to get a fair deal with a low amount of money invested, it's better than taking a big lump sum. Because if you take that big amount of money, if you don't have a fucking hit record in the first 3 to 6 months, you done.
Yep.
You gonna get that $1 million, and you not never gonna get $1 million again.
Never again.
You'll never get it again.
Never.
So you better taking less money and working your way up. And people are like, oh, you labels just you would say that because you work at a label. Bro, I'm saying that because I care about your future.
Yeah.
It's gonna be real fucked up. You take that M, because we don't give out no M's. Like, but you take that M and a motherfucker, and now you calling people because your song done died down and the hype done died down from that TikTok shit and that IG shit that went viral. Yeah. And now you trying in the studio trying to figure it out, and the label telling you, nigga, go get hot. That ain't our job. We gave you the money.
Let me tell you my experience. My experience is I did give you the $1 million check, the company I work with, and now how the fuck I'm supposed to tell you something?
Yeah.
Like, nigga, I remember we signed NLE Chopper. We gave him the biggest deal in Warner history for a new artist ever.
I remember that. I met with him too around that time.
I gave him the biggest deal ever. And all I remember was going to them saying, well, what's next? Well, you want me to go A&R him? Nigga, everything he played, we told him we liked.
Yeah.
Everything we gave him the biggest deal of all time. You think this nigga think that he needs my help?
Yeah, exactly.
Nigga, so I'm like, it was like, well, just go be his uncle and hang out with him.
Niggas got time to be doing all that dumb shit.
I'm telling. That's why I was saying to y'all should be worried about who running these labels.
Yeah.
If you have a chance to sign to a major or QC, and if I'm telling anybody on record, if QC about to give you $200,000 and the major's about to give you $1 million, go with QC.
Facts.
And I'm gonna tell you why. Because QC is giving you $200,000 because they need that other $800,000 to break you. And the major label's gonna give you $1 million, but they gonna give some marketing person who has 50 other projects, $50,000 budget, and say go blow them up or do whatever you gotta do.
Yeah, man.
Bro, you ain't gonna get that backseat.
Oh, I ain't gonna lie. The podcast that's gonna come out like 10 years from now, from all of those dudes that's in their 30s that took them deals, is gonna be insane.
Nigga, I got artists calling me right now saying I need to come on there and talk, because I'm like, I want to show y'all from the, like, we're talking from the inside. I want to show y'all from the inside how full of shit it is. It's all cap, and if you fall for it, you're gonna fall for anything, and I promise you, you're not gonna work. I can tell an artist gonna work instantly. I knew Chopper was gonna work, but I knew he was gonna work because all he wanted to do was work.
Yeah.
And then you could tell a nigga because you gotta look at it like this. Like work. Oh shit, here come Wayno. Wayno thinks I'm dope. Work. Wayno was like, here's a check. Oh shit, thanks for a check. $250,000. Let's go shop.
Right.
Nigga, guess what you just stopped doing? Working. So guess what? You ain't got the muscle memory.
So look, we done did all the cool shit today, right? But I got something I always wanted to ask you. Cause remember that shit that you did went viral when you talk about Jay-Z? Bro, what's the problem?
Which Jay-Z? Which one I
said? You said, man, we ain't listening to that shit down here. We said about Reasonable Doubt.
In the South, they wasn't listening to Jay-Z.
That's fine. Look. All right, this is my only bone to pick.
Go ahead.
Get him.
It's my only bone to pick.
Get him. Somebody gotta do it.
That's cool that they wasn't. But I just feel like the way you positioned it was like that. It wasn't good.
No.
Well, wait a second. Because when we I just it's a lot of shit that I didn't listen to. Like I didn't listen to NWA when I was a little kid.
Me neither.
Because I was in the crisscross. Them niggas had me wearing my pants backwards. You know what I mean? I was in the ABC, Another Bad Creation. You know what I mean? I was
high
into
school with them niggas, Chris and Rowe, my niggas.
For real?
Yeah, I went to high school with them. And they all Chris and Rowe from Godby Road
and high school with everybody.
And Crisscross was from my rival middle school. I went to McNair. They went to Bear Creek.
Wow. So I just feel like we don't go out our way to be like, man, we wasn't jacking that shit. Because we got to appreciate it. Because I just be feeling like this, right? And maybe some people call me safe sometimes, but I don't look at it as safe. I just look at it from my perspective of how I grew up, right? While I did buy Southern Playlist, the Cadillac Bumpin' Music. Yeah. I bought it when I was in the 6th grade. I bought it for my best friend. He wanted it. I bought it for his birthday, right? The bootleg and all that, right? I can't say I lived by that album. Yeah. But I could say like it was cool when it dropped or whatever. As a fan, I just be feeling like when I see shit like, man, we was a bumping that shit down here. It's like,
we wasn't. Can I tell you something? I went to New York. Okay, so let me tell you something.
But you ain't have to say it so
I went to no, hear me out real quick, because sometimes I just want people to understand, like Jay-Z's breakout album was Hard Knock Life. Now, mind you, that summer that Reasonable Doubt dropped, 96, that's the summer I spent with my cousins. I spent the whole summer in the Bronx. So I remember seeing the Dope Boys ride and playing, feeling it. Yeah. Right? So you got to remember, this is before the internet. So you got to remember, when I went to New York in 94, when I was 14, nigga, and they playing Biggie. And my aunt is like, this nigga named Biggie, they playing me Juicy. And I come back, and you come back to Atlanta, and you can't wait to tell,
and they not,
nigga, this what we on. This what they was bumping. So I come back, and I'm like, Jay-Z. It was like, I want to hear that shit. So for me, if you have to watch the whole show to see, but sometimes we make clips.
It's the clips, and I get it.
But for me, it was like, I just want to make sure people understand, like, dog, Jay-Z is, to me, anybody know me on record, I'll say this, it's my top 100 rappers, the first 10 slots are Hove. Nigga, it's not even no one. When he said no one can be mentioned in the same breath as him, like nigga, 7 straight summers critics might not admit it. Nobody in rap, like nigga, nobody can touch him to me.
You know what's crazy? I had an argument with a nigga down here that's from Atlanta that didn't like Future. Like borderline wanted to, like, I didn't want to fight him, but I was like, I really love Future.
Future's crazy.
No, I really, cause you know what, I hate when Future gets regulated to a club banger artist. Like if you really listen to, like I had just recently did I went Future one day to do a B-sides concert, and I picked like my favorite 20. And then people was like, damn, but we didn't even think of this. And it's just a testament to how hard he works. And I couldn't believe that a dude from Atlanta didn't like Future. But his perspective was, he was like, he grew up on Young Dro, and and Dro could fucking rap. But one thing I will say is that, like, prior, everything was more lyrical. Like everybody grew up on lyrics. You know what I mean? Lyrics. And I feel like today, you know, when you ask me about the like the climate of New York and all that, I just feel like the bar is set low for the I wouldn't necessarily say talent, but I think say for skill. Because like I asked my man Mitch that I work with over at QC, I'm like, yo, he's from Alabama, and I asked him like, yo, what was your favorite moment as a kid buying an album? He's like, Wayne Carter 3. And then and he's like 27 or 28. And then I asked my other homegirl that I work with, she's like around that age, and I said, what's your favorite like moment as a kid buying an album? She was like, as a teenager, she said, Good Kid, Mad City. You know what I mean? And a bunch of Lil Wayne stuff. And then I started telling her, like, the reason why, like, music is the way it is today is because people don't care to be that good anymore, because you don't have to be good to make money.
No, you know what the problem is? Can I tell you what it is?
What?
Effort is lame in today's culture.
Effort is lame.
Anytime somebody wants to give effort, if a nigga, they will make fun of a nigga that's actually trying. Like, remember that video of the dude in Wendy sweeping fast? They was like, look at this nigga. He got like, dog, effort is frowned upon in our culture. And to me, I mean, not, by the way, Future is incredible. I'm not even saying that. Future he has the sauce. And the one thing Future did, he never stopped.
He never stopped.
He never stopped.
Yeah, he never stopped.
And that's why he's here.
Yeah.
But I don't make sure you know. For the record, I know every word on Reasonable Doubt.
I'm
just by only saying is that, man, in the South, man, they don't really listen to that, man.
No, that's a fact. Because I mean,
Boosie just said he's bigger than Jay-Z in the South or something.
But
like
see,
that,
I understood. See, because a lot of shit like that be misleading. But I understand why he says that.
I know what y'all be doing.
Because I understand why he said that. Because I ain't gonna lie, I went to Birthday Bash in Memphis. Like, I think it was last year. He came out to Wipe Me Down. You would have thought Wipe Me Down came out yesterday. You know what I mean? Because one thing about the difference between the South and the North is, like, in the North, we get dressed and come out to not have a good time. You know what I mean? Like, in the South, everybody like, if they fuck with you, they going, like, I'm talking about the fanfare. Yes. Like, if you go to a little club in the Chitlin circuit, the niggas that's a dope, they gonna come spend that money because they living and dying by your word. You know what I mean? The chicks is gonna come out because they living and dying by your word. So I understand what Boosie said, but I was like, you also forget that, let's just call a spade a spade. To me, the best rapper to come from the South, lyrically cemented in the game, is Wayne.
Okay,
I'll take that. I'll take that.
Who Wayne favorite rapper? Who Wayne said he always want to emulate? Who Wayne said he always want to be like? Who Wayne just went viral for saying that Birdman and him used to get on his ass because he used to be trying to be like Jay. So what I hate about it is because now we at a point, because people don't listen to Jay, they regulate Jay as an artist to business moves. Oh, no. They be like, I respect him because he do business. Like, no, like,
that nigga is the illest nigga to ever touch a microphone.
But my problem, so look, Ray, my problem with that is like, as a New York nigga, I'm gonna preserve Master P's legacy. I'm gonna tell people how great Ghetto Dope was. I interviewed Master P one time, and I was so upset that this nigga wanted to talk about what he was selling, and I didn't get the chance to ask a question about Ghetto Dope. I was so upset because Ghetto Dope is an amazing album. I'm gonna always preserve 3 6 Mafia, what they brought to the table, because my homegirl, her cousins lived in Memphis, and she used to come back with the tapes like, you need to hear this 3 6 shit.
I know every word on all the albums.
So what I'm saying is like, I just want a little bit more transparency between the North and the South. That, like, bro, if you from New York, you probably had to spend some summers down south with your cousins. If you from down south, you used to go up to New York to see your cousins too. We all family, and this hip hop shit all belong to all of us, and we got to stop trying to, like, oh, this one better than that one, and that one better than this one, because it's just divisive. And in the end, these white people own all the fucking music.
Amen.
So how do we, like,
that nigga own his shit. I ain't gonna lie, Hov own his shit. No, I said except for Hov shit.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, it's like, bro, I remember like we can't. I just want to show more appreciation, like, because I do feel like the South don't get the appreciation it does for the music. Because one thing I learned about the South is like all these niggas down here, they really predicated on who made the most money. Who's the best is who made the most money. Mm-hmm. Like it's not about who's the best.
Yeah, but let me tell you about the only thing about the South that you got to know is that this is why I defend, because the only people that care about somebody coming back is New York. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In Atlanta, we not looking for the next. I mean, we would like the next little baby, but we not looking for that. But in Atlanta, we are. If you asked us a choice, would you guys rather have an Outkast album or the next superstar? Nigga, give us that Cass album. What? Like Atlanta, we just never. The South never cared about what New York thought, because New York was the end all be all for us.
Right.
So if you was from the South, nigga, you thought you was the shit. If a New York nigga called you from a 212 number making an offer, oh, I'm up. That's how you thought you was from the South. Right. So I get it, but I be wanting to make sure New Yorkers know, like, hey, bro, they don't give a fuck.
But you know what? And that's why, like, for the South, right? Like, I feel like another thing is that y'all don't regulate one person to the next person. Nah. Right? It's like Ludacris, like you could go down the line for over 20 years. Like Ludacris didn't have to sound like Outkast. You know what I'm saying? And Future didn't have to sound like T.I. You know what I mean? T.I. didn't have to sound like Gip or CeeLo or any of them. You know what I'm saying? And that's where they win, because it's always like, all right, what's the next thing is going to be the next thing for us. Yeah. Where New York is, like some people going to say, hey, Boogie, how you ain't say Benny the Butcher? You know what I'm saying? Because I think Benny the Butcher, he's dope, he could rap, but I don't feel like the next person coming out of New York has to sound like what it sounds. They don't got to sound like Jadakiss. You don't have to sound like Jadakiss. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to, but that's how the South has always been able to make their steps. And that's why I said we got all these wins. Like, yo, no, take nothing away from. I love Lotto. A lot of the girls that's coming from out the South, the Midwest. A lot of them ain't no Cardi B. A lot of them ain't no Nicki.
They'll never be.
But we so fixated on like what something got to be. We can't even understand. We can't even see that Cardi B such a fucking superstar out the Bronx. That girl, you cut her Bronx,
the Cinderella story. Yeah.
You cut Nicki, Southside Jamaica Queens gonna bleed out of her. And instead of us saying, yo, we got this, we got that, all we saying is, but we ain't. Bobby Shmurda ain't turning into this. Bobby Shmurda never said he wanted to be the top rapper. You know what I'm saying?
He just wants to get out the hood.
I just want to say I'm on his side. I'm just saying
we got wins, man. We got a lot of wins.
And my thing is that
everybody.
It is literally everybody in here has been touched and saved by hip hop.
Facts.
So for me, it's like it's all good. It's just when you start getting called country, and
which I think is country.
Nah, Atlanta is Southern.
Nah, man,
Atlanta. Listen, I can break it down to you.
There's a difference.
Let me tell you something. Right. Boosie is country. Jeezy is Southern.
See, that's a good one.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Like country is country.
Well, would you agree that country is buying a whole outfit off a mannequin?
I've seen New Yorkers do the same thing.
Nah, we ain't gonna do that. Yo, you dead at like right.
No, I was getting ready for that Brooklyn
listen. All I'm saying
everybody
is
do everybody.
Southern is. I'm gonna go. Like listen.
Some of them, not
listen.
all
of them.
Kevin Gates is. I mean, if you look at them, NBA YoungBoy is country.
Yeah, he country.
Lil Baby is Southern.
Yeah,
you can tell a difference. It's like in the main cities that you are Southern, or in the South is. The main two is Miami and Atlanta. That's why Rick Ross is from Miami, but he raps like a New York nigga, because Miami's a whole different world, and Atlanta is too.
But culturally, do you think? Because I think like Roy, and I had this conversation with Sam Sneak before, because they grew up listening to the Locks and all that type shit. Because that's another thing. I'd be like, yo, you know how many like even Kiss got mad fans in the South, but it's so many.
Jadakiss is ill, but I'm gonna tell you something. This is my thing. Here's the only thing about New York that I'll say. I could look at an artist and I can hear them rap, and I can know they're from New York. A Boogie is rare, because he's one of them ones that he kind of got that thing where he could be from anywhere. But for the most part, you can see them. The reason Atlanta is, and it goes back to what I say, it's just embracing versatility. Here's what I'm saying. I'm a Childish Gambino and 21 Savage are from the same area.
They from the same area?
Yes, Stone Mountain. East Atlanta, East Side. Well, Childish Gambino's from Stone Mountain, and 21's from the East Side. Gucci from the East Side. You know
where I want to go?
Tell me.
This is totally I want to go to Boulder. I just want to go past Boulder Crest once. Like, I want to go because I've heard. Listen, I listen to Gucci Mane so much. Like I want to go past Boulder Crest. I swear to God.
But I'm just telling you that
I don't wanna sit out there.
Atlanta embraces every and anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like Andre 3000 is not weird to us. If you from Atlanta, he's an Atlanta nigga. He's a nigga that went to Tri-Cities High School. If you know anything about Atlanta, like nigga, I went to Banneker High School.
But you know what's crazy though? Cause what you said, cause that's what I like about Savage is. You know who Savage reminds me a lot of? He reminds me of Styles P. The reason why he reminds me about Styles P is because Styles P, like, yeah, he is clever with words, but he wasn't like I don't think Styles was as witty. Everybody knows like Kiss was the Beyonce of the group, right? Like, but he wasn't as witty. Styles wasn't as witty, but he had a way of saying something very direct so you understood what the fuck he was talking about.
Yes.
And that's what like Savage is to me. Like Savage, like his bars be like super direct. Like he ain't gotta have the craziest metaphor.
You don't gotta think too hard about it.
Yeah, you ain't gotta think too hard. Like, but he could say some shit. Like he could say some shit, but he'd say some shit very direct. Yeah. When you hear it, like I seen somebody compare Savage, and this was way before the Drake album, any of that shit, to Prodigy. They said that 21 Savage reminded them of Prodigy because Prodigy might have not have been the best technical skill rapper, but he had a way of saying shit that just cut through. You know what I mean? Like immediately, as soon as you hear it, you know exactly what the fuck he talking about. Like he not gonna waste no time. Like I break bread, ribs, $100 bills. Not comparing it, but it's like when Savage opening line is, I pull up, roll the window down, and like you know what I mean? It's like you know exactly what you know the intention on the track. You feel me?
I got you. So we're gonna go to put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Ray
all right.
this
so
part.
we have this part of the show called "Put Your Money Where Your Mouth Is."
And you better represent.
Where we ask you, we give you 3 options.
Mm-hmm.
You could sign one. You have to sign one. You have to put one in development. You have to drop another. If you don't answer, you have to donate $20 to a nonprofit, the Creative Academy, where we, it's for kids that want to do this, right? So no one loses in this case.
Nobody loses.
All right, cool. You ready?
I'm excited.
I'm ready. Of course.
All right. The Locks, Mobb Deep, Outkast.
Okay. You said what's the
Sign one.
Sign one.
We on Wayno Records. We signing one on Wayno Records. We're gonna put one in development. We're gonna drop the other.
I'm signing. No, I'm signing Outkast. I'm developing the Locks, and I'm dropping Mobb Deep.
Whew. I love this game. All right.
I got you.
Future, T.I., Andre 3000.
Oh, come on, man. Future, T.I., and Andre 3000?
Yep.
Wait, Future, T.I., and Andre 3000?
Yeah, that's the question.
I got to sign one, develop one, and cut one?
Or you can donate $20 to the kids. The kids don't lose.
I'm signing, you said Future, T.I., and Andre. I'm signing. I'm signing T.I. No, yo. Yo, this is crazy.
Somebody gotta go.
Somebody has to go?
Somebody
All right. Sign, develop, cut. Future, T.I. All right.
You gotta stand on it.
All right. I'm signing Future. I'm developing Andre and damn, man.
You gotta say who you drop or you drop. Say
I'm donating the money.
We was this close.
For the kids, everybody give it for the kids. All right,
I can't do that to Tip, man. What?
I can't do that to Tip.
I can't. Tip one of the greatest niggas
ever. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Young Thug, Lil Baby, Gunna.
Young Thug, Little Baby, and Gunna.
Intense.
Young Thug, Little Baby, and Gunna. Young Thug, Little Sign, develop, cut. Thug. Fuck, man. Yo, who came up with this, yo?
Queens get the money.
Not the point is.
This shit not cool, bro.
Queens get the money.
It's intense.
This shit not cool. All right.
It sounds easy when we not on camera. Now he's sitting here sweating and don't know the answers.
Nah, I know the answer is just it's a
You don't
tough
wanna say it out
decision to
loud?
make. Of course I'm gonna say it out loud.
still.
I ain't come on here to not be myself.
Uh-oh.
You said Baby. I'm signing Baby because he's the most successful. I'm developing Thug. I'm dropping Gunna.
All right, cool. All right. State Property, Dipset, Rough Riders.
I like that.
State Property, Dipset, Rough Riders.
The whole catalog.
The kids.
Wait, Rough Riders. That means Eve is in this.
Yep.
Drag
X,
on
Eve.
X. Oh, come on. Signing Rough Riders. I'm signing Rough Riders. I'm signing
you
Rough
better
Riders.
develop Dipset.
Yeah, nah, Dipset, and I got to drop State Property.
Yeah, they gotta go.
What?
What are you gonna do? He's from Harlem. What did you want him to do?
I worked with them, but I worked with them. I gotta go off the facts. Like I gotta go off the facts, not the feelings.
All right, I got two more for you. I'm gonna give you two
All
more. All right, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, Doja Cat.
We dropping Doja Cat easy. We dropping Doja Cat. I ain't dragging her.
Okay.
I'm signing Nicki. I'm developing Cardi.
All right. Last one. Jay-Z, Kanye, Drake.
Jay-Z, Kanye, Drake. Knowing what I know today, Jay-Z signing Jay-Z, developing Drake, and dropping Kanye. Facts.
Tough pill to swallow, but
I don't fuck with Nazis.
I got one more for you. Just 'cause I got to.
love that.
I got fuck
Love
with you.
that.
I got fuck with you one
I
more.
didn't say it.
I got
He
one.
did,
This not.
but I agree.
You in sports?
Absolutely.
Jordan, LeBron, Kobe.
What?
Makes a
That's
sport.
not hard at all.
Not to me.
Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron got to go.
This nigga ways.
LeBron got to go, bro. Kobe won. Like what? Kobe? See, we could, yo, bro. I could talk an hour about basketball.
Me too. I'm gonna say what I'm about to start. I'm gonna talk to you about something. Listen,
right.
I got something to talk to you about. Okay, look, and then the last thing we do before we go is called credit check, where we give you an opportunity to shout out someone that played a role in your life to get here, like an unsung hero, like 2 or 3 people. I would prefer, if you want to say family, that's cool, but I always ask for not family, because the object is that this person can then, take this and be like, somebody telling somebody, I helped Wayne, I helped him, and this.
It's a bunch of people trying to take credit for that shit. Fuck those ones, but the ones that you said, I'm shouting out like 3 people.
Yeah.
First and foremost, I gotta shout out my brother Walter Jones.
Walt.
Yeah.
ASCAP Walt. That's at Sony now.
Yeah, Sony.
That's my nigga.
Now Walt,
Love
I gotta
Walt.
shout out Walt, Angela Yee. Yee helped me a lot. Walt, Yee. One more person. I say Uncle Gene from my building because he helped me keep me out of jail.
Oh, love
Shout out
that.
Uncle Gene. He gonna show this.
Love Uncle Gene. We all need an Uncle Gene.
All right, Tamira. Well, go ahead, Tamira.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was still loving Uncle Gene. All right, so this is the God Show, which stands for Go to Underdogs. Do you consider yourself a GOAT or underdog?
I ain't even one.
I expected you to say some real Harlem shit. But
Nah, I'm gonna keep it 100. I mean, I know it's not a long drawn out answer, but can I tell you why I'm not a GOAT?
no,
Go
yeah, you
ahead,
could
do it.
make it as long.
I don't really subscribe to that whole ideology of like being the greatest of all time. I think time determines who's the greatest, and I don't believe in saying that. Like, excuse me, I don't believe saying that you're the greatest while you still out here competing.
That's all I look at it.
I don't think I'm an underdog is because I've achieved so much. Like, I'm a high school dropout. I dropped out of high school in the 9th grade. I did not go get my GED. I had every chip stacked against me, and I became successful. Moved out the hood, did it, bought a property, worked at some of the greatest companies, relationships with some of the. I am not no underdog. I'm not no
that's
underdog. I put my work in, but I just don't. I don't like the GOAT shit. Like, that GOAT shit I don't really jack that.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna tell you what I'm guaranteeing you is people on your block right now that's like bragging that nigga's from my block.
Yeah.
So
that's a fact.
You might not want to say it, but you are a GOAT, my brother.
Simba, my brother Simba. You know
Yeah,
Simba. He
of
would call
course.
me a GOAT because he got the. Yeah, Simba would call me a GOAT.
Bro, it's people.
Look, there's tons of people who consider me a GOAT. I just myself, that's just a little, and maybe it's my humility. I'm not trying to be humble.
Sure.
It's just that, like, I just don't want to. The thing is like that term is used so loosely that I want a person to look at me and be like, damn, like I could be that too without me just saying about how good I am. I feel like it's a sense of arrogance to just talk about how good you are. I am good, but like I got so much more work to do that matters outside of music. You know what I mean? With philanthropy, but the next run of my career is gonna be like philanthropy and sports. I'm never gonna fully get out of music, but I want to learn how to be a sports manager, agent. I want to start this, this nonprofit organization. We building it to teach unconventional trades in the hood to not just children, because children do need the help, but it's a lot of adults that haven't gotten their opportunity and got fire inside of them and want to do something, and they never had the opportunity to have a person like be the person to push them, like you just asked about those 3 that pushed me. So Yeah, that's what we on. I ain't really on no, like, I got work to do for real. If it by the time, listen, you know, this is my goal. I'm not gonna say necessarily goal because it involves death. But when my father passed, that day, everybody came up to me and told me what my father meant to them. When I pass, I just want people to come up to my children and be like, yo, if it wasn't for your father, I wouldn't be the man or the woman I am today. Like, that's what I'm after.
And that's GOAT shit, by the way. Cause you know why? Cause it gives you something. It gives your family something to take pride in. My father died with nothing, but I had people like, man, your dad was such a nice guy. Your dad helped me with this shit. You know, it's the same thing, and that's the pride that I took. This is before my dad died in 2002. This is before I was fucking nothing. Yeah. So for me, my thing was like, oh nigga, I promise you, when I pass away, when this Raymond Daniels die, cause my dad named Raymond Daniels.
I'm Wayne Clark second as well. So
when this Ray Daniels die, the world gonna stop for a couple minutes.
Oh yeah, I need my kids to take this shit and keep it going.
And they'll see it. They'll feel it by the respect you get. Yeah. But I just want to say, brother, I feel like we only allow GOATs in this room.
Okay.
Because for me, it's like, it's a fucking miracle that we're here. It's a miracle that we're here. Because I don't think that if you would have told me 20 years ago this would be my life, nigga, fuck out of here. Nigga, I'm going to be working at Delta making $75,000 a year. That was what I thought my life was going to be. Yeah. But anyway, we appreciate you.
I appreciate y'all.
By the way, you have to come do a culture report with us.
Oh, listen, I'm down to do whatever.
No, Jack, we got to get him to do a culture report with us. Because I want to talk. This is probably the most unconventional interview we've ever had. It was more conversational than it was asking questions. So we got to do the culture report and talk shit.
I'm with it.
And if you following, and if you watching this, we want you to follow, subscribe, like. It costs nothing to do the things we asking you for. And there's cameras everywhere, guys, and license. This all costs. So just you pressing the button is what the value comes from us. So I appreciate everybody. This is the God Show, and we are out.
So see y'all next week.